is the paddock. Yeah.
Okay, anyway, I will enjoy it, Abby.
Yeah, I mean the paddocks are there's the thing that it's multi-level. So yes, I'd most certainly think that's where it'd be. Other than there, it would be at one of the properties, right along the track.
Yeah, I know. I saw how it goes. Like, I'm really like you are with hockey and with F1. I'm a big fan of it.
Do you know? It's a funny story. You know the guy who was right after October 7th, because you didn't know this. He was on the news in the U.S. every day. Kornikas, you know, from the Sahel, Kornikas, Jonathan Kornikas. So he would be on CNN and on Fox as like, the go-to spokesman of Sahel. Um, when I met him, same time I went to Nirin, where Adele is, before the 7th, the June before, and our team was going into the Stanley Cup, and we were all over there during the playoffs. It was making us crazy. We had at 4 o'clock in the morning find places we could watch the game that would, televise it. So we're talking to him. He took us into the tunnels. There was a tunnel that they opened and would bring a lot of media and people from other countries to see, near, not far from Beirut. But anyway, he took us in there, and we're talking to him, and I didn't know he was from Sweden originally, and he was an ice hockey player. And we started to learn about all these ice hockey players in Israel. Obviously a lot from Russia that had immigrated, but it's become a popular sport. Up near you, I think, Shlomi, there's a ice rink.
Wow, great story, Abby. Fucking must be really bored in
I don't
that
know,
car
Harry,
ride.
you know about it.
I don't think Harry's here, Abby. Like he's here, but he's not here.
Anyway, ice hockey's become popular over there. But do you know what I'm talking about?
Fuck, Abby.
Yeah,
Nobody cares.
He was the spokesman for the idea.
Get a
He was on
life,
TV like
Abby.
every night.
No.
Big guy, real big guy, Kornikas. I think I'm
Huge guy. Well, he's a fucking ice hockey
The
player,
name sounds
Abby.
familiar. Was it on Instagram or on the news?
No, he was on CNN and Fox, and NBC, constantly after the 7th.
Smoking?
There's literally people fucking snoring in this room.
Inhaling?
Swami, what is the name of the hockey rink, the ice hockey place up? It's near in the north. No, you know what I'm talking about?
But I don't know if it's okay. It's on the border. It's Metula. It's Canada. It's Canada Center.
Oh, that's what it's called. Okay.
Yeah. That's it. I'm going to bed. Bye, everybody.
Night.
Love you, everybody.
Bye, Shalom. It was nice meeting you.
Bye. Thank you, everybody. Love you all. Good night.
Love you. Good night.
Guys, it's almost 4 a.m. in Germany, so I'm kind of dying here.
Been here
So,
fucking 8 hours.
I just wanted to say I'm sorry for leaving because Abby, I really like you and I enjoy when you talk, so I'm sorry for leaving.
I
it's okay.
you too. We need to introduce you. I'm going to jump off because I have dinner, but I want to introduce you to someone who used to be on the app that we talk to all the time. He doesn't come on anymore, but he's one of the smartest people we ever had in rooms, and he lives in Germany. His name is Alex, and I have all his.
Alex, New
contact
York.
He's in Frankfurt.
Nice, interesting.
Are
So-
you in a city?
Sorry?
Are you in a city?
Yeah, of course, I'm in the city. I mean, I'm near Frankfurt, but not
No,
quite
Abby, she's on the
there.
fucking moon.
Why do you keep
He's a historian. Also, like a brilliant historian. So anyway, yeah, he used to love doing rooms with.
So maybe he's already part of my friends. I don't know. Maybe you can you share profiles in chats or in the clubhouse or not?
Yes, I can share. I will send you a message because I think he still has an account. So I'll send you. Jano, do you have his profile?
Do I have it? Let me check. Hold on 1 second. You know, it takes me a minute to do this shit. Hold on 1 second.
Stop trying to do.
No, do not pull over. Alright, I have like 27 Alexes, but...
Alex S.
Did he just completely close the app? Oh, let me put an Alex S. Hold on.
No, I saw him pop in a few months ago.
I don't know why he's not coming up. It's so weird.
Get some of this. Mary, I will send it to you. No problem.
See if I try to invite him if it comes up. Invite people. God, I have so many Alexes.
Okay. I mean, you can take your time, look for him, and send me his profile tomorrow.
The eminence of the way, or the book of the way and of how it manifests itself in the world.
Right.
Or simply, the book of the way,
They're
since it is
fake
already
people.
well known by its Chinese
Okay.
title.
They
I
never
let
know
that
what's going
stand.
on. They just repeat what the
About
Democrats
Lao Tzu,
tell them.
its
So
author,
the Democrats told them,
there's
Charlie
practically
Kirk,
nothing to be said.
he don't like black
He may
folks.
have
And
been
so
an
they just
older
repeat it.
contemporary.
Trump gonna take your abortion rights. Project 2025. And they just repeat it. They don't even go and look at the fucking goddamn abortion laws in their individual state to see what's going on. As a matter of fact, New York is so goddamn liberal, I think you can have an abortion up to 6 months. I looked at what was going on in my state, because if a woman in my state says I was assaulted, I want that bitch to go have her abortion. If a woman had consensual sex with a man and he took the condom off without her permission and she got pregnant, I want her to have her abortion. If she was out there just living her life having sex because she's grown and she can do that and tried to damn protect herself and her birth control failed her, I want her to be able to have her abortion. I don't give a fuck about them damn unborn ass babies. I don't believe in putting a woman's body through that when you didn't ask for that. You took the precautions to protect yourself from it. But these women that are out there, and this is why I'm moderate, because I'm really in the middle. These bitches that's out there getting pregnant every month and having an abortion and going and fucking again, they need to lock them bitches up. Those are some sick whores. So instead of me screaming about, oh, they took their abortion rights, I actually read to see what was going on with the abortions. Liberals can't do that. They're fucking weird. They're not well. They want people to keep, and I'm going to say this again. I've been saying this on Clubhouse and people think I'm crazy. They are making trans genitals, mock genitals out of scraped, shredded thigh meat. I'm going on mute.
Well, we have to remember a lot of these young liberals, you know, the teachers have already told us that they have to pass these dummies. They have to give everybody a trophy award. And by the time they leave high school, they can't even read at grade level. So no, they're not reading laws. They're not reading initiatives. They don't know what the hell is going on. Congressman John, This is a woman's only space, Congressman.
Sure, he
You're
could
going
read.
to be booted. Okay? You're going to get booted out of the space, Congressman. And I don't know if that's you with the Anon. Okay? That's probably him with the Anon recording our room.
Creepy.
Yeah, they can't read. So no, they have to get their talking points from the liberals. And look at what Harper said before she left. Got it, wrong room, wrong space. See, black liberals especially, they don't want to be, they like the echo chamber. They like to be surrounded by the same talking points and the same like-minded people. You know, you cannot be a black conservative. You cannot be a black Trump supporter. You cannot even be a black critical thinker. Black liberals do not like that shit. And I'm not saying all. Some will tolerate you if you're a black conservative or kind of a right-leaning or independent, moderate type of person. But if you're critical of Democrats, if you're critical of leftists, they do not like you. Somebody said in a room the other day I was moderating, they're like, we need a new civil rights movement. I had to ask the person, what would that look like to black people? Because we don't even like to be critical of each other. We don't even like black people who don't think and vote like us. Can you imagine you're a mom and your young son or daughter could be the next, Martin Luther King or just some great leader? God has already preordained this person to be the voice of the community when they become an adult. And suppose they're not a leftist, liberal, they, them weirdo. Black folks aren't going to listen to that person. You know how many people have asked me to run for politics, get into politics? So many people, especially on this app, have said, "Nah, you should get into politics." When I was really heavily active on Facebook, "Now you should get into politics." Why? You niggas ain't gonna do nothing but assassinate my ass. The fuck? You think I'm gonna put my life on the line for black folks? Absolutely not. And I love my people, but they don't want to listen to me. First of all, they're not going to listen to a black woman unless it's Kamala Harris talking about, this is the first time I had a pork chop sandwich. Remember she did that when she was running for presidency the first time? And then the second time,
Wait a minute. She talked about pork chop sandwiches?
Girl, she went and got a pork chop sandwich from a food truck. Talking about she had never had one before. I was like, and all the black people were like, yes, she's the sister. Black queen, black girl magic. Then a couple months after that, she did a photo shoot in some Timberland boots. Because black liberals love symbolic gestures. And then, most recently, this last election cycle, what did she do? Told y'all she washed her greens in the tub. And if that wasn't bad enough, the first time she was running for president.
Washing greens in the tub is nasty. I never heard of that. But yeah.
Girl, nobody does. Nobody does. And not even Kamala Harris.
She thinks
And
that
she
black
knows she
people do
probably
that.
listened to somebody who, what do you call them people who are, I can't even think right now. I don't know. Let me come back to that because, yeah, probably.
She thinks that black people wash their greens in a tub, and she was trying to be relatable. And black women
She probably
let
listened to
her
somebody
do
that was
it.
non-black that told her to do that. Probably somebody from her campaign who doesn't really be around black folks.
Absolute.
Because I didn't even ever hear anything about her washing her greens or freaking talk about a pork chop
No,
sandwich.
she said that about the greens. She said that. And black women supported her.
I heard her come out her mouth and said that.
Yeah, black women supported her and was saying that she's black because she's Jamaican. And that's because black people in America are so ignorant that they don't understand the difference between race and nationality and ethnicity. Black people are very ignorant in the United States. Nowhere else. Africans understand that. Jamaicans understand that. It's black Americans who are very uneducated. They go and get 50 degrees and then will sit there and tell Trump, this black woman reporter with all her useless degrees, when Trump said he did not know that woman was black, that stupid black bitch said she is black. Her father's Jamaican. It's sad that black Americans don't know that Jamaican not a race. That's just like saying she is black. She's American. You can be white American, black American, goddamn Chinese American. What the fuck do you mean she's black because her father's Jamaican? Jamaican is not a race.
Facts, because you got all types of Jamaicans.
Well, we also have to remember black Americans are obsessed with colorism and the one drop rule. They're obsessed with colorism and the one drop rule. You know, we're a race of people that will tell you Kim Kardashian is black, Cardi B is black, Amber Rose is black, and in the same breath say Lupita Nyong'o is too black because she's too dark. Kelly Rowland is too black because she's too dark. It's a mental illness. Um, you know, so, oh yeah, remember when, my favorite is when, we have to, if you're old enough to remember way back in the day, when Bill Clinton was running for presidency and he went on the Arsenio Hall show to play the saxophone. And what do black people say? He's black.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking weirdos.
Sure did. They gave that man a black card because all you have to do is move your feet to a beat for niggas. That's all you have to do.
Like they doing for the gingers, all of a sudden. Let me hush.
Wait, child, who are the gingers?
You know, you haven't heard on TikTok they say the gingers are black people, and the gingers are on TikTok crying, saying, "Yeah, we've been accepted by black people." Black people are fucking insane. All you need to get black people on your side is a motherfucking riddle and a fiddle. I've been saying that for years.
Not a riddle and a fiddle. I love
a riddle and a fucking fiddle, and they down with your ass for life. Just make them move their hips a little bit. It's sad. It's crazy. I'm telling you, it's weird as hell. There's this white girl on Instagram, and she does like these workout videos, but you could tell that she's like from the South somewhere and probably been around the blacks. So, because she kind of sounds like, you know, a Southern black woman a little bit, they're all in the comments saying, "Oh yeah, she one of us. Pass her the potato. Let her make the potato salad." It's embarrassing. It's fucking embarrassing. I don't understand, but that comes from a lack of pride. They do that with biracial people too, and I don't care who's biracial. I don't care. Biracial is biracial. Biracial is not black. You don't get to mix gin and juice and tell me it's straight up gin. I'm not stupid enough to sit there and say, "Oh yeah, this mixie is black like me." No ma'am, you are biracial. You know, it's okay to be biracial. Your mama's white. We're not the same. My parents are black. As hell. But black people have such low self-esteem that they will let it, they don't gatekeep. Anybody can come in. Anybody. Because they feel like that's how you pretty up the race. By bringing in the mixies and the ones that sound like they have a little bit of a southern drawl and probably had a black friend in middle school. You know, that's prettying up the race to them. When you care about something and value something, you gatekeep naturally. You can't come and tell me you a black woman and your mammy white. Bitch, what you talking about? No, ma'am. You are biracial. Bicycle. You have two races. Bi. Okay?
And they will argue. Have you ever seen? They will argue a biracial person to death. If a biracial person's like, "No, I'm biracial.
Yeah.
I acknowledge both my parents." "No, you black." They will argue a biracial. It's like, but Hillary's emails. They will Hillary email you to death over your biracialness.
Yeah. No, they'll tell you if the police stop you, you black. Yeah, because everybody's out here committing crime, waiting to get stopped by the police. Like, that's how sick black people are. They're really sick people. They really are. Everybody's waiting for the police to stop them. No. Not everybody's a fucking criminal and thinking about the police stopping them. So, you know, just mind your business and let these biracial people be what they are. It's weird to try to force them to ignore a whole half of them. That's weird. And they got mad at Tay Diggs because he told niggas that his children are biracial. They got mad at him for that. You know, I don't want biracial women in every black woman's space. They don't belong. They did that to the natural hair movement. They were so proud to be mixed. I specifically watched this in the 90s, the earlier 2000s. They were so glad to tell you they were mixed. But then when black women started loving our fucking hair and loving our curl patterns, and you know, now we're looking for products and we're not doing relaxers, here they come wanting to be the queen of the natural hair movement. Bitch, you've been putting water and gel on them frizzy ass curls your whole life. This is not about you. You had wet poodle hair your whole fucking life. This is about black women with four textured hair loving our fucking curls. And they sit back and let those biracial women take over the natural hair movement too. Now you got nigga women out here trying to use mixed chicks. Bitch, that's not for your hair. This is what happens when you don't fucking gatekeep. They always have to, biracial women have to be at the top of everything. They want to be at the top of being mixed. And then when black women said, well, y'all gonna be mixed, we gonna be proud to be black girl magic. Now they want to be at the top of black girl magic too. They're a bunch of invaders just like their white mothers. And a lot of them have those non-black mammies that didn't like black women because they felt like their black husband, boyfriend, baby daddy was probably putting his dick in one and they couldn't compete. So this is who you were raised by. Black men who probably hate black women, that's why he fucked your mama in the first place. And a non-black mother who hates black women because she knows she can never compete with a black woman's beauty. And you want me to believe that you somehow are in a sisterhood with me. Fuck out of here.
Listen, I've met a lot of biracials. One of my best friends growing up was a biracial woman. We've lost contact over the years as we've gotten older. But I've never met a biracial woman who was raised by a white woman who didn't get around black women and start to trauma dump about black girls that hated me growing up. Black girls hated me. They were jealous of me. They were jealous of my hair. I didn't get along with black girls because this, that, and the other. I've never met one who didn't come with a whole fantastical tale about growing up around black girls who hated her, gave her some sort of trauma because they were jealous of her mixed race, jealous of her hair. And you know, as you get older and you get so tired of the tale, you're like, okay, sis, we get it. We get it. You've had issues with black women. You were raised by black women hating parents. We understand. You come with a whole list of traumas as it relates to black women. And you know, it's boring. It's actually boring. So if we got any biracial women in the house, please. Black girls don't want to hear your traumatic tales about how you were growing up and a black girl put bubble gum in your, long locks and was jealous of you because you dated all the hot black jobs. We get it. You guys all have the same playbook. We understand. We're not minimizing your experience, but go tell a therapist. Go tell your white mammy. Most of us don't want to hear it because we hear it from all of you.
And a lot of that comes from, they didn't have black mothers who were like white. The way white women mother has always been strange to me. Just look at them on the internet. Just get on Instagram. You'll see the difference between having a white mother and a black mother. They didn't grow up with in a black household with seasoned food with a black mother that'll tell you go sit your fucking ass down somewhere, and they crave that. So when they get older, they wanna try to pull on black women and get black women to reparent them and nurture them the way their white mammy didn't. That's really a big part of it. Other than that, I don't give a fuck what happened to you in school, girl. I don't care. I do not care. And you're not gonna come over here and talk to go. Where's your father? Your parents. See, this is the thing. These blacks and whites get together and they fuck and they make these Frankenstein children, these oatmeal colored children, and then they don't tell them what the world is like. And then they come out bothering black women, thinking that black women need to be their mammy. But that was your parents' job to tell you, look, we are different races. We fuck and you're here, and this is what might happen. Now that you're here with your oatmeal colored skin, this might happen. It's their job to prepare you to be a biracial in the world. It's not my goddamn job, because, girl, I didn't suck your daddy's dick. So don't come over here dumping that shit on me. I don't care. I am a very dark-skinned, 97% African black woman. I have hooga-booga problems. I don't have mixedy problems, and I don't want to hear about that shit. Welcome to the stage, Deja. Would you happen to be a cry-racial? I call them cry-racials, because they cry about every motherfucking thing.
No, I'm not. I'm just a woman of color.
Welcome in. Cry-racials, feel free to come to the stage. I don't know. We're not stopping you from coming in. All I'm saying is I don't want to hear about that shit. I don't care what happened. I really don't. I don't care about you fucking black boys, because guess what? I munch carpets. I'm a lesbian. I'd never compete with you for no dick. Girl, I don't care. You can take the black dykes too. Take them. If they want a biracial woman, they should not be over here. I'm not nobody's second choice. I date people who want and prefer and love and obsess over dark skin. That's who I date. That's why I date a lot of women who are not even black. Because I'm telling you, those Asian dykes, those Hispanical dykes, those white dykes, girl, those white that they love. And if they're black, they're probably really light skinned. They obsess over my skin. That's what I deserve. I'm not sitting around. Oh well, you prefer biracial women, but I'll do because I'm pretty for a dark skinned girl. That ain't never been me. I date people who don't even look in that direction. They want Naomi Campbell. That's who I date. Okay? I'm not second to nobody. Go get your match. Go get your choice. Because if you're not if you're not their first preference, they're not going to treat you right anyway. So I don't know why anybody would waste their time. If you're not obsessed over my naps and my and buying me shea butter for my skin, I don't even want you. I don't know why black women argue with these women over these niggas anyway. I wouldn't do it, but welcome in, Foodie. Welcome to the room.
You know, I just realized there was someone in the audience who left during this discussion. I didn't, not that it matters, think about it while she was in here, but she had some biracial children. And no doubt I'm going to hear some shit probably in my inbox later, because she's always accusing me of being racist and weird. She'll probably go into these spaces and talk shit, because there's always some weirdo liberal talking shit about me in somebody's room. Calling me out about something I said or didn't say. So she's usually in my inbox complaining about something. So I just realized she left, and I'm like, oh, it'll probably be an hour or so before she sends me a long ass message about, are you racist against biracials? I might block the hoe. I might block her.
Who is it?
I'll tell you later. I don't even want to say the name, because folks like to just, did you hear what Nye said? Did you hear Nye was talking about you in another room? She brought up your name and you left. So yeah, I'll back channel you.
That's crazy. People are weird with that, wanting to message people and bother people about what they say. I got such a heavy block hand. That hoe would have been blocked the first time. Bitch, don't come crying to me about what you don't like when you don't even have to be in a room with me, hoe. You don't even have to be around me. I wish a bitch would.
That part.
Yeah, that shit is weird.
Hello, ladies.
Hello, Nunu.
Are you a cry-racial, Nunu?
Can you repeat that?
Are you a cry-racial?
What's that?
A biracial that cries about everything?
No, girl. I don't cry about nothing. I'm always making lemonade.
I heard that.
Okay.
I don't play. No. I figure it out always, and I never cry.
Yes.
It's gonna get done. So who's doing that?
Oh no, nobody in here did that. We were just talking about that weird thing that cry-racial women do. When they come around black women, they start crying about how they were treated by the black girls in school like we're supposed to be their damn free therapists or something. I wonder if they know about BetterHelp.com. That'd be a good place to go cry about your biracial experience. Yeah, that's a good place to do it. BetterHelp.com, ladies. Check that out.
Some racist ass bitches.
Complain about how you were treated.
Some racist fucking bitches.
No, I'm less a therapist.
Fuck all up these bitches asses today.
Really enjoy. I think it's therapeutic for them, and they get off on it a little bit to cry to black women with, they're jealous of my skin, they're jealous of my hair, they're jealous I'm light skinned, they're jealous all the black boys like me. Those be the same 3 talking points that they always recite. So no, I don't know that they want to go talk to a therapist, not unless she's black.
That's a point.
I don't like when people think that other people are jealous of them. Like, that's just, I don't know, that's like diabolical.
Part of that is our fault a little bit. And when I say fault, black women, not all. Part of it is, and I won't even blame the biracial women, I won't hold it against them too much, because in their defense, many of them, if not all, depending on the environment they were raised in, I have no doubt that they went to school with a bunch of bonnet bandits who were who were gave them a hard time and gave them a lot of attitude because of their hair and their skin. Because again, we are a community of people obsessed with race and colorism and one-drop rules. Okay? And so I have no doubt that a lot of these women caught some heat if they were raised in a black neighborhood or around a lot of black girls, ratchet-ass black girls, who made, just gave them shit because of how they looked. So I get it, right? Unfortunately, for many of them, in my opinion, I believe that a lot of them think all black women feel this way about them. Remember the other night that white girl came in the room, we kind of had to coddle her and hold her hand and let her know we're not like the white black women that you probably have experienced in your life journey. We're not going to give you a hard time because you're a white woman. We're not going to shut down your voice because you're a white woman. We don't care if you suck black dick. We're not jealous if you're in an interracial relationship. We're not going to give you some attitudes because if you speak, So some of them have to be coddled a little bit because of their experiences with black women. And, that is our fault a little bit.
You're right, though. But you're right that black women probably have terrorized them because black women terrorize.
Exactly.
Yeah, they do. But listen, I got terrorized because I was black and not bald headed. Like, I guess I was expected to be bald headed because I'm black. Like, that's how weird black women are. My point is, though, they better go talk to their mammy about that. You can't come and burden my life with your biracial problems. Because I don't care. I don't care. I'm a woman who actually has color. We deal with a lot of shit. Nobody has time to be worried about you and your biracial light skin issues. Who are you for having wet poodle hair and people making fun of you? Girl, leave me alone with that. I don't care. I be wanting to tell them too, girl, I do not care. I don't care. But no, I don't doubt that those things happen to them. At least some of it they could be exaggerating. But I don't doubt all of it because black women terrorize. If I had kids, I wouldn't want my kids in a majority black school. I wouldn't allow it because I know how black children are, black people. I know how niggas are. Wouldn't be my kids around all that motherfucker. No. Take your ass over there and learn how to play the fucking flute and play soccer or tennis instead of just football and basketball all day. Do that. I wouldn't be pushing my kids to be in all black spaces because black people terrorize the fuck out of you. I've seen it myself.
Maybe it depends on the area you are in. I say that because when I came up here from South Carolina, I got picked on by not minorities, but up here in Washington, it's not all blacks. It's like you got your mixed culture and everything. So when you was talking about how the white women or the biracial women, whatever, for me, when I had to reflect on how I got picked on as a kid, it was mainly by biracial women because they didn't believe that I was full black because of my eye color.
John Kitover, sorry ladies, John Kitover is streaming this room.
That's
He's
right.
streaming us. He's opened a room about us. John, I know that's
You on X? You on Conhouse?
He's opened a room.
You on YouTube? You everywhere. I'm fighting for the biracial women, you racist ass bitches. Fighting for the biracial women, you racist ass hoes.
They don't get sex, and this is real. I'm not even saying this to be funny. I've been a phone sex operator for almost a fucking decade. When men are not getting sex, they have time to do shit like that. Like nobody will fuck them, so they
That's
just
crazy. That's creepy.
It is creepy. They call the phone
And this
sex
person in
line.
the room, who do I need to block? Who is it?
You can't. He's here under anonymous.
They're creepy.
The one, Anon.
And what's really crazy is women don't get together and report men like that to the police. I bet you he has raped or assaulted somebody. He has a boundaries issue. When men have boundaries issues, I bet you there's somebody somewhere with a story. They need to be reported to the police, not to Clubhouse, to the police, because I'm telling you, there's somebody somewhere that man has done something to. It's not normal to be a man and on apps stalking, harassing women and streaming women's rooms. That's some beta male incel shit. It's creepy.
So now, John, I have to, this is unfortunate. Now I have to block you. And watch this. Hold on. You got to do this for John. Hold on. You got to give me 30 seconds. This is, We gotta play 30 seconds of music because YouTube doesn't allow it. He can get his account clipped. I've heard when the music starts playing, he starts blasting some sort of horn on his YouTube channel to drown out the copyright music. Otherwise, if the copyright music plays in the background, he could get clipped or his account shut down. So let me play 30 minutes of Biggie
Also,
Smalls.
send me the YouTube channel.
Oh,
Send
yeah.
me the YouTube channel because this is my.
Fucking racist ass bitches.
About these creepy ass men. They're creepy. You know, we were just talking yesterday about how the XY chromosome is dying, and this is why a lot of women don't like being around men and saying they'll choose to bear. They are such creeps. Men will follow you on the street instead of just saying hello like a normal person. They'll follow and watch you. They're very fucking creepy. They're creepy. I've been talking to creep. I get paid to talk to them. For almost 10 years, I've been hearing them admit how creepy they are. They love to admit it to women who they feel don't know who they are.
Now, here's the thing. Kitover has multiple, because he's running for Congress here in Illinois. He has multiple YouTube channels, but his name is John Kitover. I sent you the main one that's streaming live now. And like by streaming live now,
600 fucking subscribers. That's shameful. Girl, go ahead.
Yeah.
Nobody
channel
else
right
is
now
weirdo.
It doesn't appear to be streaming this room. I haven't clicked on it. The title is different. But in the hallway, he had a room open. That's what he does. He'll copy the room. He had a room open that was streaming
He's
all
streaming
room.
a room. I just clicked it. It's on YouTube. Yeah. He's with 600 people, and nobody's even watching. He's creepy.
Yeah. See what I'm I'm saying?
You need to report that man. I'm telling you. Remember I said it. You need to report him to the police. I'm telling you, you need to report him.
Yeah, no doubt. Kitover, I don't know why you're in here. I don't know why you're harassing black women.
That's so weird.
Surely, I mean, doesn't Pepe have a room open right now? Oh, that's right, he got clipped again. But surely you can go in Pepe's room or Brad's rooms or all the big white content creators that always got something fabulous going on. Surely you can go in one of their rooms and go stream them, right? Where's Matt Cool? Where's who else? Who are some of these other people? Go stream them. Why are you harassing women? It's so weird. It's so weird. And I don't even think you like black women. That's the thing about it. So I don't even know why you're in here.
He's doing it for attention. I would just get back to our conversation because he just wants attention from women. Yeah. That's an energy vampire.
Yeah.
For real. They're creepy as fuck. Something happens when their mothers don't, either their mothers like molest them or their mothers don't love them or something. Because a lot of white men do have that weird incest obsession with their mothers. They talk to me about it on the phone. I have recorded phone calls. I could play for y'all. Y'all would believe that shit. A lot of white men want to fuck their mothers. Like those weird, creepy beta males, they always have a problem with their mother. So it's every woman's fault that their mother undressed in front of them or whatever happened. This white man, he was just like this creepy stalker. He used to drive to his mother's grave on the phone with me. He would call me on the phone sex line. He would drive to her grave. He said he had a shovel and he was going to go dig her up and fuck her bones. I'm not making this up. Like that creepy stalkerish white male collective, they need to be, like the FBI needs to get on those people because they're really unhinged. They really are. Anyway, welcome in, Joni. Oh, you say your name is pronounced Yanni? Welcome in, welcome in. Everybody feel free to ping women into the room. And, yeah, welcome.
Yeah, I just want to say I agree with a lot of things you ladies are saying. The men are starting to be like untrustworthy and it's been going on for I was just using that as a I guess I was being condescending. I don't know.
But I understand. I'm not picking on you. I just really want to help you with your mindset so that you really understand. Since the beginning of time, men have been trustworthy. It's dangerous for you to not know that. I really want women to understand. Since men stepped on planet Earth, they have been dangerous. They always have been. They always will be. But go ahead, Nunu. Go ahead, what you were saying. Go ahead.
No, you're right. I disagree with you. I agree. It's just they are dangerous. You don't feel safe with them. You don't know what they're gonna do, and they always have a modem, and they always want to do something. I don't know. It's just a game or hurt somebody. So I don't know. I don't get involved with them. All right. I'm telling you. I'm a woman that I don't fool with it. I don't deal with it. I protect my peace.
Yeah, as you should. As you should. Because, there's something's wrong. But, we were talking about this in my room before. The XY chromosome is defective. And see, a lot of women don't like to hear this, especially women who have sons. I feel like when they push out that afterbirth, some of their brain cells goes with it because they will kill you over their dusty ass sons. But regardless of how you feel about your son, he's still a male, and the XY chromosome is defective. Okay? The Y is a broken X. They're broken. They are broken. From birth. Women don't like to hear that. Oh my God. The way women have harassed me for saying that, this is going on for years. And all I was doing was playing, I used to play my phone sex calls online. I used to go live and let women hear these men talk about their mothers. And listen, black men too. I don't know why they think black men are, exempt. They call and talk about their mothers and children. Okay? Yes, they do. And I used to play it. And it would be women, mostly black women, I would really get mad because black women are really obsessed with their sons. They would go off. And I was like, girl, he's still defective. Regardless of how much they are not mad at the men for saying these things. They were mad at me for exposing it. Why would you tell people about that? Bitch, I'm just telling women to be safe. If you don't want the message about being safe, then don't sit here and listen to the message. Like, you can go to, another channel. You don't have to be over here. I'm sharing this because there are women in my audience who do want to stay safe from these creepy ass men. And they do want to know the kind of creepy shit that they say. And they do want to pick up on, like, the patterns. When you see a man doing this and that, this is what he's up to. So that they can keep themselves and their children safe from these predators. If you are not one of the women who want that, don't listen. That's fine. I'm not forcing the information on you. I'm just telling you that they're defective. I don't think that they were supposed to exist. This girl on this app, her name is Electromagnetic. She talks about that a lot. How it was a mistake to start birthing them. And I really agree. I completely agree. I said this a bunch of times. Women made a huge mistake by creating them. Because there was a point when they did not exist. There were women on the planet. There were no men. But, some people don't believe that because some people are of different religions and Christian. I told y'all I don't follow any of these religions. I think that God, Mother Earth is God. I will never understand a male God. I don't know how a male can be God because men don't create. They don't give birth to anything. They don't nurture. That's what women do. Mother Earth, the planet that we live on, is God. That's what I think. And science even shows that our mitochondrial Eve, she predates everybody's existence. She was a dark black woman, and men were not around at that time. They can't find any evidence of men being around for a long time. Y'all can look that up for yourself because, especially people who love the vaccines and love to get boosters, y'all say trust the science. That's what the science says. They weren't even on Earth. A mistake happened, and women kept birthing them, and the first one should have been lynched. Get that motherfucker. We don't know what that deformity is. Get that motherfucker out of here. The world would be a better place. Every war, everything that's been destroyed is been destroyed by men. You have to think about that. Shanitra said this in my room. If they didn't exist, who would we need protection from? Most of the time when you need protection from another woman, it's usually over some kind of competition over some dusty, dirty, funky ass man. So if they didn't exist, what would be the problem? Okay.
So Marley and ladies, anybody who has a YouTube channel, I encourage you, you don't have to of course, but the numbers matter. Click on that link I shared and just report the video, report the channel, you know, and maybe the more of us who report it, it'll get taken down, the video will get taken down. So I encourage
we can get the whole channel taken down.
So what are you guys referring to getting taken down?
So if you go in the chat, okay, so there's a guy on here, his name is Congressman John Kitover. Allegedly he's running for Congress here in Illinois. But he's notoriously known for spending all day, every day on Clubhouse with his, and I'm not exaggerating here, I think he's got 12 to 15 iPhones that he uses to stream.
He's live right now.
Yeah, so I shared the link. If you go to the chat, he streams rooms on his YouTube channel, and a lot of people have an issue with this. But if you click on the report, just report it. Report it. The more of us that report it, maybe they'll take it down. Maybe they'll remove his channel.
They will remove the channel. You have to report the video and then report the channel. So I reported for harassment and bullying and put that he's stalking women and streaming private Clubhouse rooms. They will take the whole channel down. He don't have no subscribers, so he's not even making money. I've been a YouTuber for a long time. You have to have at least 1,000 subscribers and 400 watch hours to even make money. So he doesn't have any views, subscribers, nothing. He's not making YouTube any money. They will quickly take his channel down. They take down big channels. So a channel that's not even
Ready. I think that's a fair thing to ask.
I think they should call it like middle income, so that people aren't scared. Because that's really what a lot of these affordable housing things, separate from Section 8, a lot of these are just workforce housing. People who actually work in the neighborhood,
Right.
and whatever. They're firemen, they're whatever they are. They're working nonprofits, and they can afford to live in the neighborhood that they work in. That's all it's for.
And I would be considered in that class if I went up there with my salary compared to what the people up there actually make. So they would be getting someone like, a nurse, like you said, firefighter, something like that. They would be getting those people, to my understanding, right? We're not talking about Section 8, right?
No. I mean, sister's right in the chat. Mixed income is more accurate way because they have a scaled. It's scaled. They have a certain amount of apartments set aside for this income range, certain set aside for this income, all the way up to free market.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you, sis. I read what he put in his truth onto social, and once again, he's giving out false information as usual. Okay. All right. Anybody else have anything they want to talk about? Because I was gonna play a Haitian. If you're still awake, can you play your Taylor thing?
You got Joe guys. It's not that late. You got Joe.
No, I just forgot. I have no gas.
Yeah,
I need to go grab some gas for tomorrow. That's why I'm back in my car. But if you guys want to, I was gonna play Candace Owens. If somebody wants to play chapter number 236. Or we can listen to Haitian's thing until I get home and finish out the night that way. Or you guys can talk about whatever you want to talk about.
I think that Candace might be good to air. I don't want to speak for everybody. Y'all speak if y'all want to.
Yeah, I'm cool with Candace.
Yeah.
Can somebody rent it? Because I can't rent it from the car. It's on YouTube. It's 235, episode 235.
Hold on, let me see if I can find it.
Oh my God, my water fell on the floor. All right, got it. I am super dehydrated. I don't know what's going on here.
Well, I hope you're not drinking enough water, as that's what happens.
Better than that, Miss Lisa.
You guys, I have no excuse.
Hydrate. You need to hydrate.
Which one? You said 235 to 36.
You can't be.
Which one?
You can't be running around thirsty.
Yeah, very good.
Not a good look.
Yeah,
Not a good look.
Not a good look. It's the one where, and you see in the notes, she's talking about Jerusalem. I think it's the one.
All right, that's from yesterday. 235.
Huh? Okay.
Yeah, from yesterday, and then she has some from today too.
Okay, there we go. I think it's the one from yesterday about Jerusalem. That's the one they want to hear.
All right.
All right, I'll be home in a few minutes. I'm just gonna grab some gas.
Okay. Hold on.
Publicly executed before the world. As we are all searching for answers, the ones that are being supplied to us are not making a lot of sense. And some people, I would say, are speaking too much, are speaking on behalf of other people. I don't like it. I will say something that I think brought the world a lot of relief, also, sadness, we were grieving with her, was when his wife, Mrs. Erica Kirk, addressed not just the nation, but the entire world. Her words were very powerful. And we just have a very brief portion of her remarks, which you should pursue in their entirety. But here she is.
If you thought that my husband's mission was powerful before, you have no idea. You have no idea what you just have unleashed across this entire country. In this world, you have no idea. You have no idea the fire that you have ignited within this wife. The cries of this widow will echo around the world like a battle cry. To everyone listening tonight across America, the movement my husband built will not die. It won't. I refuse to let that happen. It will not die.
Beautiful, powerful words. Charlie had just one wife. What we got to see across this weekend is that there were so many people around the world, like she said, who were deeply moved by Charlie Kirk throughout their lives and, of course, have been deeply moved by this tragedy. And what she is describing there at Fire, a lot of us are feeling it. I am definitely feeling it. I had a very tough weekend. A very tough weekend. I will say this, my entire life I've not been much of a crier. It is not my choice emotion. I'm not a person who bursts into tears, and some people are like that. This weekend, I didn't just cry, I wept. I wept for Charlie, obviously. I didn't make it through the tribute to him on Friday, and for those of you who wanted to see me in a moment of weakness, that was delivered to you. Fair. Yeah, I watched my friend get shot in the neck. Yeah, that's what happened. I just want to say that he was publicly executed again before the world. The question is why, right? You know, when you are in a state of grief, you go through a lot of emotions, and I'm arriving right now in a lot of anger. The audacity of some people. It has taken much restraint and prayer, and I had to speak with a priest. I had to go to confession. These emotions that I am wanting to respond with Charlie in his own words, people that are coming forward and saying this is what he thought and this is how he should be remembered. It just feels really inappropriate to me. I didn't know what to do other than to scroll through messages between me and Charlie, regarding which there are a ton of them, and kept going back and watching the many videos of us dancing to the song Power. And it felt appropriate to reach out to Ye, speaking about things, talking about his mode when he wrote the song. You know, when he wrote the song.
You're right. That's what he does. Sometimes he does yoga and it live streams himself doing yoga in his underwear while streaming folks' rooms on Clubhouse.
She ain't wrong.
Hey, Anonymous, can you come on stage, please? Girl, that's probably that same creep. I don't care, because I reported the fuck out that channel and that video. Making it private is not going to do nothing, because I'm petty. I will go report every video. You'll make everything private fucking with me, bitch. Everything will be private. I report everything on that motherfucker. And I'm going to keep fucking sending reports. And I'm going to send him an email to show that this is my room that you streamed. Like I said, I don't even fucking know you. Bitch, play with somebody else. You know who the fuck you playing with. I'm not nice at all. I've never been nice. I will fucking undo you. Keep it the fuck up. But yeah, so we was talking about something before. I think it was the whole thing with Candace and Charlie. I can't remember. And then we ended up on a whole different topic after that. We had a good little conversation going on. I want to see what's going to happen with this Charlie Kirk shit. You know, I'm going to miss Charlie too. I watched last night his interview with Gavin Newsom. He lit Gavin Newsom's ass up.
Wait, who did?
Charlie.
Oh, I missed that. I'm gonna have to look.
Girl, you didn't see that?
Somebody else in your private at the bottom.
We know. That's probably the same weirdo. Yeah, he did an interview with Gavin Newsom. It was like 6 months ago. I saw it when it came out. It's good. Yep. Even Gavin Newsom was admitting that his son loved Charlie. Girl, how did you miss that?
I don't know. I didn't know my phone was off mute the whole time. I apologize. I know it's noisy. Girl, I don't know how I missed that either. I'm gonna have to look that up. What? Gavin Newsom is such a freak show.
He really is. He is.
And I think he's always high on cocaine, to be honest.
Yeah. He got on my nerves. And you know, Charlie called him out for being soft. He called Democratic men out for being fucking soft. And they are soft. He was letting them know. He got on his ass. He even talked about, oh, Diamond, did you mean to go down? I don't know what happened. He even talked about how all they do is try to look down on people because of their 50 million degrees. He got on their ass. And Gavin Newsom couldn't even disagree. It was good. You got to watch that shit. And he told him, he was like, this is why, you know, Trump won. Y'all keep doing this weird shit, and that's not what we did. We didn't do that. I said, yes, Charlie. Tell that motherfucker, hello, Harley Quinn, welcome.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. Hey, everyone in the room, but I'm also a dude. I'm sorry.
Why are you in here?
Because you pinged me. I just wanted to clarify that, but I can leave.
No, I didn't know you were a man on my list, so let me block you and remove you. You have a good one. I don't know how you got on my list for me to be able to ping you. With a picture of a cat and that name, I think anybody would probably think you're a fucking woman, you fucking weirdo. They're so creepy. They are creepy. They are.
He sounded like a they them.
Probably came in the room before and said he was a woman. That is crazy.
And even the queer men, I don't think we can trust them either. I hate to say it. I'm sorry.
I can confirm for you that you can't. Have you seen all those weird-ass trans women on TikTok saying that they're going to punch women in the face if we look at them wrong in the bathroom?
No. Put that in the chat.
Yeah. They can't be trusted. They're men. They are ex-wives. The fags can't be trusted either. I don't trust none of them.
And they always think somebody hating on them. That's the part where I say something wrong with them.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
It's crazy. I got kicked out of the other, my other profile got kicked out. I don't know. I can't even join back in, so I don't know what's going on. I think whoever this person, somebody must have blocked me.
You had both in here at one time. You didn't hear when I said, did you get kicked down or something?
Yeah, I don't know, but it's not letting me join on my other phone. So I was thinking that somebody who was at I don't know, my whole thing, I was just like, wait a minute, did this person just be in the room or something?
I wish that motherfucker would.
So it wouldn't let me join. So I was over here like, wait a minute, I ain't got time for the stupid stuff. But yeah, that was weird.
I don't know, that's strange. But every time I open a room, I can't hear until I leave out and come back. Every time I open a room.
It has been real glitchy though.
Yeah, it's been strange. It's been strange. Oh, there's your other profile at the bottom. I think it's just the app glitching.
It must, okay, good, because I don't like all that, because I don't trust nobody I don't know on this app if it's a man. Let me stop.
You're right. Shit, that motherfuckers is weird.
I don't play all that harassment stuff. No, no, no. I done been stalked a few times. I ain't got time for it.
They're creepy. This man was following me. I'm in Guatemala, so I was walking, and Guatemala is real, like it's known for being, not Guatemala, let me be clear, because Guatemala is a dangerous country. Antigua, where I am, is known for being real safe. So I was walking, and I was surprised that this man was following me, and how I figured it out because I pretended that I was going to turn, and then he turned, but then I kept going straight, so he had no choice. Because he saw that I saw him, so he kept going down the street that he turned on, but kept looking back. So I went and followed his ass. And when he looked back and saw me following him, he dipped into this store. He was going to wait for me to pass by and then start following me again. But when I passed by him, I had my fucking phone recording his motherfucking ass. And after that, he left me the fuck alone. They're so fucking weird and creepy. And then men will say, well, I didn't know if you were with someone. That's why I didn't say hello. So you going to just sit here and just watch and follow and be creepy? Like, they're just so dysfunctional and unwell. They really are. Just dangerous and fucking dysfunctional. I wouldn't want to be responsible for one of them being on Earth because they stalk women, and I don't care who he is. Every woman has a story about every man. I don't care. Every woman has a story about some man has done something. It's all of them. It's not some of them. It's all of them. It's all of them. All these years that I've been doing this work, I cannot pinpoint for you a specific race or age group or class group.
You can't trust them around your kids. They keep their eyes wandering and moving. No, but for real.
The motherfuckers are weird. Hey, Angel, welcome in, welcome in.
So there's a weirdo bitch that comes in this room. I won't say her name because John is streaming. But I might block this hoe. And I did a little test tonight. I dropped some names purposefully just to see if she'll run back and tell the people whose names I block. I'm just testing this bitch because she doesn't really like me because she's really cool with one of the white supremacists on this app. I don't know if the girl's black or white. She sounds black when she speaks. She don't use her real picture. But she loves the white supremacist men on this app. And so I made a point to say their names just to see if she'll run back because I know she's going to run back and tell them. It'll get back to me. And I'm just waiting for a reason to block this bitch because she called me out one day over, well, can you imagine if she is black? She called me out one day over a white supremacist male. Honestly, it doesn't matter if she's black or white, but if she is black, this bitch is a trick bag. She cannot be trusted. She was in here the other night. We were in a room. I saw her back in here tonight.
Girl, who is it? Because I don't know these people. Shit. I don't want these weirdos in my space.
Hold on. I'm gonna back tell you her name right now. Let me tell you. Okay, I just sent you her name. I think that's her full name. I only really pay it. So you know how people have a long name in their PTR, you only see the first part. So the first part of her name comes through. The second part it doesn't, and I forget the second part because I don't click on her PTR. Because she's got a plus, and I don't want that hoe thinking I'm looking at her PTR. But that's the first part. So when you see that name pop up, that hoe can't be trusted. She cannot be trusted. And so I'm sure I'll hear probably tomorrow in the days coming. The white supremacists will be in my back channel. No, I heard you was talking about me. No, I wasn't talking about you. I just suggested that John Kitover go in your rooms and stream your rooms. Aren't you the white kings of Clubhouse? Surely y'all are talking about something more interesting than us. So we'll see. John, if you're listening, you'll let me know. Well, maybe not because I reported your channel, so you're probably mad. But, you know, if you find like you want to get back in my good grace in some way, somehow, I'm sure you'll be in there streaming. You'll let me know if that hoe says something. And you'll know who the hoe is when she's...
Sure, this is too much. Yeah, I don't know that person, but I just blocked them too. It's a lot going on. These people are mentally ill on this app. The behavior is not normal. It's just not normal.
Let me go to YouTube and find this, because I'm going to watch it later. This Charlie Kirk video with Gavin. I can't believe I missed this.
It's on Gavin Newsom's YouTube channel. You know, he has that corny ass podcast. And it's on his YouTube channel. It was good. He was telling Charlie Kirk that when he was coming to interview him that morning, his son woke up at 6 a.m. and wanted to come meet Charlie and wouldn't go to school, didn't want to go to school. So Charlie was like, okay, so did you bring him? He was like, no, he went to school. Charlie messy ass was like, why, you closed the schools for 2 years and he can't have one day? I was cracking up. He was on his ass about that COVID shit. It's true though. It's true. They shut everything down. Now your son can't miss one day to meet Charlie. The hell? His son is probably gonna resent him because he could have met him and now that man is dead. He said his son was really he really liked Charlie. He really loved him. And his niece was at Charlie's rally like the night before or some shit. So yeah. Yeah, that was good. That was a good episode. If y'all didn't watch it, y'all might want to watch it. If you don't care about politics, you won't care about it, but it was interesting. It was interesting. Everybody, click the link at the top too if you want to join my spirit circle. You know, Tom, you've been in my space for a long time. I don't think you've ever been in my spirit circle. I don't know. Maybe you don't care about the spiritual stuff.
I haven't been to it.
Yeah, you're always in the space. I've never seen you in the spirit circle. But yeah, anybody that wants to join my spirit circle, the 21st is the new moon solar eclipse. Y'all know that I do witchy things, and I get together with women who do witchy things, and we do this every month. So under that new moon, we're going to be manifesting money, okay? And we're working with fairies and nature magic this month. So it's going to be a good spirit circle. Click the link and join. Don't miss out on it. I like having money. I don't know about nobody else. I like having money. I cannot be poor. I was poor when I was 18. I can't be poor again. I went to New York poor, lived on the streets like a crazy woman, like Phoebe from Friends. All I needed was a guitar. I can't live like that again. I have to be in fancy places and fancy spaces. I love eating out. I love traveling. I love living in beautiful Airbnbs now that I don't live in New York anymore. So I have to get around. Okay? And I do my little money magic. The women in my space, they do their money magic, protection magic. If they want to do love magic, that's on them. Do love magic. It's a very powerful space to be in. So yeah, feel free to join it, and we'll meet on the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. The spirit circle is $49.99. I keep it at that amount because I want it to be like a cute little a cute little addition to your monthly self-care, something that you can just throw in with your self-care costs every month. If you want to come in every month. If you don't, then, don't. It's on you, but I'm ready for the 21st. That's going to be a powerful day. And if y'all don't know about the new moon solar eclipse, the last time we had this happen, that's happening on Sunday, the last time we had this happen, it was like 1800 something. I'm not even making that up. You can find the information online. So it's going to be very powerful energy on that night. That's going to be a powerful night to do work. Powerful night to manifest. Nye, I know you asked me before. You said you might have, you might need a little help with a little something, something. So just so you know, you might be able to do your own little something, something on that night. It's the 21st. The energy is going to be high. You can manifest things on that night.
Yeah, I need to learn more about this stuff from the experts. Just I should say learn. Gain some insights. Between you and Cray is this alleged crip on the app. He crashes out on everybody. Cray charges, because I said sometimes you need a man, because the only people only people who harass me on this app are men. Black men specifically. It really fucking annoys me. And it's only been recently. I don't know what's wrong with these goofy ass niggas. I really don't. And I said, Cray, I might need you to handle some of these guys. And he said, yeah, for $300. He's been talking about his $300 clubhouse protection services. I always thought he was trolling. Today I said, Cray, you serious? How much does this shit cost? And what does it entail? Because I've always heard he's the type that will pull up, and I'm not looking for him to pull up on anybody. He just said he will, and if anybody has been in a room with Cray, you don't want the fucking smoke with Cray. I've been on the receiving end on smoke with Cray twice, and the second time we've been cool now because we reached a mutual understanding. But I'm like, yeah, sometimes you need men to deal with men, and these men on the app are scared of him. Let me rephrase, the type of men that attack women don't have smoke for guys like Cray. Men who harass women, stalk women, want to talk about women all day, want to tone check women, police women. They don't have smoke with men. They don't go toe to toe with men. They're scared of men.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, okay, I might have to have Craig. I said, how many people will you handle for that 300? He said 2 to 3. I said, perfect. That's just about how many I got. So I said, I might be in touch. I haven't paid him any money. I said, I might be in touch. Because, you got to be smart. Niggas will take your money and run, so, and not deliver at the same time. So you just got to be wise. Shit, if I'm going to pay $300, I may as well give it to Marley for a few spells. I'd rather give it to a black one.
Girl, you could just get the spells for yourself. I got all kind of spells on my PayHip store. They said it's not $300, it's $17.
Wait, where's the link to your store?
It's at the top.
Oh, this is all your store. Okay, I got you. I was just on here. Okay, let me go back to the link.
No, when you click on it, it'll go to that one event. But if you click at the top where it says holistic therapy, it'll show you my whole store.
I see it now. I went to the shop section. Okay, I got you. I see.
It's protection spells over there.
Yep.
The real evil shit that I can do, I need to put that shit on there. Because I got some shit that I share in that spirit circle that's not on that damn, on that app. I got some shit. I got hoodoo books and shit. I'm from Louisiana. We get in that spirit circle, I open them fucking books.
Wait, I don't mean to change the subject just really quickly. I was just scrolling down. So, I'm looking at your store, but then I just so happened to look up at my computer screen. Because the last time I had a window open on my computer screen, I was on sandrarose.com, but I never really went down the site because we got distracted with other things. So I just am scrolling. I look up. Y'all heard about that black boy that was found hanging in Mississippi? There was a white man found hanging too. Both a black student and white man found hanging from trees in Mississippi on the same day. What the fuck?
Yeah, that girl, somebody was just in here saying that they said that the boy hung himself or something. When I first opened the room, somebody came in here talking about that and said that the police are saying that he hung himself.
For some odd reason, I just don't believe that.
Nah.
They always say that in these these modern day black lynching cases. Anytime the police say he hung himself, there's no foul play, I 100% believe it was the cops who did it.
They did that to Sandra Bland. They said she hung herself.
Yep.
I went to Waller County Jail to investigate that girl's murder. I was there. I was trying to get arrested. That's how crazy I used to be. Because I wanted to get in there and see that jail for myself. You can't tell me that girl who was that tall hung herself on that short-ass thing. And then she was dead in her mugshot. We all saw her face. We drove to Waller County Jail to see what was going on.
First of all the post-traumatic slave trauma and generational trauma that the black boule and the so-called scholars and the elders claim that black people have. Niggas are not hanging themselves. I'm sorry. I just don't believe this. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure we've heard stories of black folks, being so traumatized and tricked out they can't go on, they hang themselves. But who is going to get a rope and hang themselves from a tree? That is white supremacy's bullshit. Folks, especially men, if they want to take themselves out, they're using a gun. How often you hear about a black man getting a rope and going to hang his ass in a fucking tree? Like, come on. I just don't believe it. You'll hear him probably hanging himself in his bedroom, or maybe the rare cases over the past, 10, 20 years, very rarely. Sure, you'll hear about suicide. You'll hear about a suicide by hanging in a house. Rarely. But a tree in the woods? No. That's not what we do.
Yeah, I agree. But it's Mississippi. That's why so many black people in like Mississippi and Alabama, that's why so many of them are Democrats, because they insist on staying in Mississippi, Alabama, all these racist ass places, and then they're so ignorant and they don't travel, so they think that all white people are like that. I don't know if y'all remember that case where that guy, what was his name? He choked out that nigga on that train that was harassing people.
Oh, Daniel Penny. Daniel Perry. Let me go look it up.
I think it's Daniel Penny.
Yeah.
So when that happened, first of all, the black boy that he choked out, that nigga had already punched two old people in the face on the train. An old black woman, he broke her nose, like broke her face. He had already attacked two elderly people on that train. And then that day when the white boy stopped him, black people even said that he was on the train saying, "You gonna have to kill me," and all that crazy shit. See, just because black people are cowardly doesn't mean that white people are. When they come to motherfuckers acting a fool in public. So he choked his ass out. This motherfucking weird lefty gay boy from Alabama somewhere had the nerve to say he didn't have to choke him out. Yes, the fuck he did. That he was gonna end up killing somebody. It could have been somebody black. Y'all don't care about that. You just want black men to be able to act a damn fool. He gonna say, well, the white boy should have been on his side of town. What the fuck are you talking about, baby? We are not Alabama, Mississippi, where y'all have segregated neighborhoods and shit. We are New York City. We are a fucking melting pot. White people don't have no side of town. And furthermore, black people wouldn't let them motherfuckers think they can't have a side of town in motherfucking New York. We'll burn that bitch down.
Exactly.
We don't do that weird shit that they do in the deep south. But they think that everywhere is like that. And so that's why a lot of them are so lefty, crazy Democrat. Because Democrats they really have those people believing that everywhere in America is like Alabama, Mississippi. I wouldn't live there. I don't know why they keep living there. Pack your nigga bags and leave. Maybe you'll go expose yourself to something outside of the racism that and experience something different so you can stop being delusional and crazy. Girl, them people, I would not, you couldn't pay me to live down there.
Girl, that reminds me of a room I was hosting on Clubhouse some months ago, where there were these two young black folks on the stage. They both lived in the South. And to listen to them talk about their experiences with white people in job it was surprising to me. I mean, Marley, as you know, I'm Generation X. I've been working since I'm 14 years old. I've had all types of jobs, from corporate America to working in the food industry for the past 20 years. As you know, I've worked in film and TV. I lived in LA for 20 years. I worked for all types of studios, production companies. I've worked for A-list filmmakers. I have never experienced the level of so-called racism. And I've been working around white folks my entire life. And I'm not saying none of them were racist. They just didn't bring the bullshit to the job. Okay? Whatever they did in their home and their private lives and their social circle ain't got shit to do with me. But at work, I never saw that bullshit.
They're bringing it to work nowadays, girl.
Are they? This is crazy. You know what, Nunu? I've had the blessing because what I do now as an entertainment news reporter, I can work from home. As a matter of fact, I have two jobs, and both of them, one is non-entertainment related, and the other is entertainment related, and I can work from home and do my job, and I've been working from home, and sometimes with my entertainment job, I do have to travel. But I haven't been in an office environment in years, probably since 2017, to be honest with you. But before transitioning into remote work, I didn't deal with these weirdos. I didn't deal with this. So when I was listening to these young blacks, I felt sorry for these two young blacks. What they were saying about the white folks that they work with and their experience with racist white people in their jobs. And I'm like, holy shit, this is real life. Like I've never experienced anything like this. even when I worked with white folks who were known for being racist, right? I can think of two right now. This white woman I used to work with many years, moons ago, and a white dude. And folks in the office would warned, so and so is racist, so and so is racist. But they didn't show that side to me. You know, they knew how to act when they were around their white folks who would accept that type of shit, who wouldn't check them on that shit, right? But they didn't know that that some of these white folks were like, yeah, we're gonna go back and warn the black people who like that you're like this. So, girl, I don't know. I felt sad. I felt really sorry for them, and I told them, I hate that y'all have to experience this, and I hate that you feel like you don't have protections. Because let me tell you something. I worked for two prominent companies way back in the day, and my bosses were just, it had nothing to do with race. They were just narcissistic egomaniacs that didn't know how to manage an office, and their management style created a lot of stress. I sued both these companies, won both times, and you have to understand, I didn't go out looking for a lawsuit. When I started having panic attacks and went to the doctor the first time I had a panic attack and told the doctor what was going on, she was like, yeah, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. You can sue for workman's compensation, stress related. I didn't even know that was a thing. Okay? The doctor said, sue for stress related workers' comp. And I did and won. So then when I transitioned to another job and it was the same bullshit, I said, oh no, y'all are not going to stress me out and have me in the hospital again. I'm about to sue you motherfuckers to send a message. Corporate America has to learn. This is why, they called it, when I was growing up, they called it sensitivity training, right? Now, in the past couple years, they changed it to diversity training. But when I was growing up, it was called sensitivity training because white folks didn't know how to coexist with people who were different. They needed sensitivity training, and they complain about it now because they don't understand. Well, why do we need diversity training? Why do we need sensitivity training? Well, because you motherfuckers don't know how to act around people of color. You don't know how to act around women. You act really sexist. Like I can recall when I was working for this magazine at a corporate party. Y'all gonna think I'm making this up. One of the white executives went up to these two white girls. They were probably two of the baddest white girls in the office. And he grabbed he grabbed them both by their necks, the back of their necks, and said, I want to see you two kiss. And he slammed their faces together. Okay?
What?
And one of the girls, and he broke one of their teeth. They sued and won millions of dollars. I'm not making this up. And they wonder why they need sensitivity training. Because no white man, you can't grab white women or any woman by their neck and slam their face together so you can watch them kiss.
He didn't go to jail?
Girl, no, he didn't go to jail. No, they had arbitration and shit. Okay? My aunt is friends with a woman, and here's another story. I'm not making this up. Years ago, y'all remember Sex in the City? Years ago, we're talking well over 10 years ago, right at the height of Sex in the City. My aunt is friends with a black woman who's a writer. She got a job writing for Sex in the City. One of the white executives told her, because she was, she wrote one of the episodes. One of the white executives told her, what does a black woman know about a rich white woman's life in New York? Like basically, she can't write an authentic white woman's voice because she's black. She sued, won $2 million. I think that's why she sued, because of discrimination. They fired her like, bitch, because he told her, what do you know about, you're black. How can you write about a white woman in New York and her experiences and blah, 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 blah. She sued the motherfuckers, and rightly so, and won. And then they wonder why they need diversity training and sensitivity training. Because you motherfuckers don't know how to act around people who aren't white. You don't know how to act around women. You don't know how to talk to black people and people of color and people from cultural diverse backgrounds. Right? You don't know how to listen. I worked for a company, and the white salesman, when they would fly in, this is when I was living in LA, we had this was a film studio I worked for. It was the sales office were white men, and they worked in the field. They didn't work in LA. So I would talk to them on the phone a lot, and they would only fly to the company maybe once or twice a year. And they'd always say goofy shit like, "Nye, you're not like the blacks. You're not like the other blacks. You talk so proper. You're not like blacks." Right? These fools thought that one day the CEO came in. I shouldn't say came in. We were having like some sort of corporate function. And he said so casually, I don't remember what the discussion was about, but he said so casually, because Nye comes from Egyptian royalty. He was so serious, and I looked at him, I said, "Egyptian royalty? What the fuck are you talking about?" I didn't say it like that, but I'm like, "What do you mean? I'm black. I'm from Chicago. Like, my parents were, one from my father's side is from Louisiana, my mother's side is from Mississippi. We ain't no Egyptian royalty." And I said, "Why do you think my family's from Egyptian royalty?" And he said, "Because of the way you speak." Can you believe it?
Wow.
These people are crazy. They're fucking delusional.
Wow.
And they wonder why they need insensitivity and diversity training. That's why I'm always tickled when I go in spaces and hear white folks talking about diversity training and sensitivity. Why do we need this? We need to opt out. Because you have no cultural experiences.
Yeah.
You don't know how to talk to black people and Indians and Jews and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, without being racist and stereotypical and sexist. For some, they just don't get it. I think something is mentally is wrong with them. It's like they lack some sort of mental connection.
But it might be something mental, but I've said this about white people for a long time. They definitely lack spiritual connection, and I think that's what it is. White people are spiritually hollow. There's nothing there. And that's why they're always dipping into other people's culture, other people's spirituality. They're so obsessed with everybody else's everything. It's like they don't have a natural connection to Mother Earth. But I feel that black people, I know for sure, those black people who are like very spiritual practitioners, even if you see, let's say, example, something growing out of the ground, a plant or something, and you don't know what you can't identify it. But it's like black people we can feel and smell and see that we might need to leave that alone. White people don't have that. They don't have that with nature at all.
Which is why they want to kill everything in nature.
Yeah. No, you're right. And they're always getting attacked by something. They don't know how to leave things the fuck alone. They can't. That's a disconnection from nature and spirit. And black people just naturally have that. We naturally connect, even if you don't realize it. But we have it's something in us that would tell us we might want to leave that where the fuck it's at. Not white people. They just can't. They have to bother every fucking thing. There's something spiritually hollow about the whites, and that's why I don't trust their children, the biracial ones either. I just don't, because something's wrong with you. Something's missing somewhere. There was this white man. He took his dumb ass to bother this fucking tribe. This tribe that's not bothered by society. They're separate from society. Nope, the government in that place has said don't bother them. I think it was in Peru. And he took his white ass to bother those people to try to tell them about the Bible. He come rolling up on a boat. They see him, they start throwing arrows at him. One of the arrows stuck into the Bible. That should have been his sign to leave them the fuck alone. If Jesus don't have mercy on them and they've had no contact with people, well, maybe they meant to go to hell. Leave them people alone. He rolled back after the arrow went through the Bible and took his dumb ass back over there again bothering these people. I don't think he was trying to bring them to Jesus. I think he's just white, and white people have to be intrusive. They have to intrude. They have to. How dare you be an uncontacted tribe and think I can't bother you? I'm white. And they ate that motherfucker and gave his skull to somebody, the family or something.
As they should have. And I'm sure his ass tasted bland.
They should have ate it, because white people cannot just leave people and things and places alone. It's not normal to always be getting attacked by bears and shit. That shit ain't normal. You don't really hardly hear about that happening to black people because we understand how to respect nature, and whites just don't.
That's the truth. Every time, let me tell you something. I don't have a lot of fears in life, but bears are one of them. I'm definitely afraid of bears. I will not live anywhere where there is where you can. There's a possibility where I'm chilling in my backyard, sipping on a cup of tea, and I look to my left, and a bear is gonna roll up. Okay. So yeah. So anytime I hear about a bear attack, and I just heard about within the past 2 or 3 months, bear attacks, always involving white folks. Always involving white folks. And it's so strange to me. You know, they like going hiking in woods and shit. Nothing wrong with going hiking. But my first question, I mean, I lived in LA. Anybody lived in LA, y'all know about Runyon Canyon. And I used to go to Runyon Canyon a lot. But once the mountain lions, you know, we had one too many fires, and then mountain lions decided, bitch, we're coming down to Hollywood Boulevard. We are not going to stay in the desert, in the mountains and the trees any longer. We're actually going to come out to the street. Once the mountain lions started emerging in numbers that was abnormal, I stopped going hiking in Runyon Canyon. And then, of course, when I would hear about the attacks from mountain lions, it was always white folks being attacked, right? Yeah, I agree. This is going to sound really funny, but my friend said years ago, as we were talking about UFOs and things like that, and UFO abductions, are they true? Are they real? Are they not real? And I said, you know what's interesting? Everybody since the 50s, 60s, I think maybe since the 50s, anytime you've heard of a so-called UFO abduction, 99.9% of the time it involves white people, so they claim. My friend said, I believe that's because the aliens know something about us that we have souls and they don't. So they always kidnap the soulless. I said, damn. What she say? They kidnap and experiment on the soulless.
Let me tell you, I truly believe I was abducted by aliens in 2021. I don't think I dreamed that. This is the thing. What it seemed like, and this makes me think that what you're saying might be right. It seemed like I had something that they needed. See, I think they do take those white people because they're just fascinated. Like, what the fuck is this? It's white. But that didn't happen with me. I'm telling you, girl, if I tell you about that damn experience, this happened to me in October 2021. They came and got me from my bed and brought me back. I'm telling you, those were aliens. They came in my fucking apartment. They did something to make my dogs not bark. Okay? And it's like they came through the door, which was crazy. And I was lifted out of my bed, and when they were done, they gave me some valuable information about our government, like a warning, and brought me back. Unharmed. But go ahead, what you were saying. Go ahead.
No, I believe you, and I've told this story too a couple of times, and I'm not even making this up. This is going to sound funny. See, people who aren't spiritually enlightened, people who aren't tapped in, people who don't open their mind to the possibility of either, for lack of a better words, timelines, multiverses, dimensions, aliens, spiritual guides, etc., etc. All this shit sounds funny to them. So I'll never forget. I remember this like it was yesterday. When I first came back to Chicago, when my mother was living in this apartment before we got this big family house, I was sleeping in the guest bedroom. And I remember it was dark. It was real late. I had the door closed because I like to sleep in the dark. And I was listening to music on my headphones, like the Bluetooth headphones, okay? And I was not drunk and I was not high. And I have to say that because when I tell this story, the first time I told this story on Clubhouse, folks were like, "Nah, were you high? Were you smoking some weed?" No, bitch, I wasn't. I can't really tell you what happened before I think they're called the Shadow Men. I'm laying there, not sleep, just listening listening to the music with my eyes closed. All of a sudden, I felt a presence in the room. Like I just felt that something was in the room with me. So when I open my eyes, I see 5 or 6 shadow figures. They were like these humanoid figures, but you could tell they were human in shape, but just black. They had no physical, no eyes, no nose, but they had the physique of a man, okay? But just completely solid black. And even though the room was solid black, I could still see these shadows. And it was almost like they just manifested in the room, and almost like my room was a portal to wherever they were going. And they were walking through the room, through the door that was closed, right? So on one side of the room was the door, on the other side of the room was a wall with a window. So it was like they were coming out of the wall where the window was, walking through my door. And I wasn't even startled. They didn't speak, but I could hear them saying, it's cool, we're not here to hurt you. Don't be alarmed.
Girl, this is crazy because they didn't speak to me, but they communicated it to me.
Yes.
I swear to, go ahead.
No, but you knew what they were saying. It was all telepathic, wasn't it? Exactly. So I just sat there and watched them, and it didn't last, maybe about 60 seconds. And I remember this so vividly. And this was like 5 years ago. And I had never heard of the show. And probably that week, I'm on Clubhouse. There was a guy, I don't remember his name, but he used to host tarot card rooms, and do your horoscope. And one day I just happened to go in his room. Never been in his room before, but this was right around, like maybe that week or days after my experience with the shadow people. And he's talking about the shadow people. And I'm like, fuck me, I was meant to be in this fucking room. And it was in that moment that I went online, because I didn't have a word for what I saw that day. I didn't have a word to describe it. But when he mentioned it and described them, I went on Google and looked it up, and I said, fucking hell yes. This is exactly what I just experienced. And I've been a believer ever since. So folks in the room, I know some of y'all are like, girl, that sounds crazy, but I'm telling you what I experienced, ladies and gentlemen, Kitover and under Anonymous down there. Just telling you what I experienced.
They came in my apartment. I was in Manhattan. I was living in Manhattan. We had 2 dogs. I was in a bed with my lying drunk ex, and I heard my door open, and I even feel like, even though I was in the bedroom, I saw the light from out in the hallway coming into the apartment. How I saw that, I don't know, because I can't see that from my bed. And my dogs did not bark. I remember I was laying there, I couldn't move, and I was thinking, somebody just walked in here. I see the door opening. How I saw that from the bedroom, again, I don't know. But I'm thinking, I see the door opening. Somebody just walked in here. Why aren't those dogs barking? Because they were crazy. Those dogs were insane. If you cough, they would bark. I don't know why. I don't know why they were like that. So it was strange to me. So I remember knowing that something was coming in my apartment, and I started lifting off of my bed. I don't remember exactly what happened right after that, but I know the next thing I know, I was in a room, and the room was like an elevator. Like it was a big room. It was a lot of people in there, and they were having a party or something. It was like a fancy, a cocktail party, like a dinner. It was cute. Everybody was dressed nice, but the room would go up and down like an elevator, the whole entire room. And the people there were socializing, but watching me. It was like they were trying to make me think that they were not paying attention to me. That's what it felt like. Like they didn't want me to know that they were paying attention to me, but I would catch them watching me. And I remember feeling like I was really special. Like I was special in this space somehow. Anyway, I guess the elevator got to a room. Everybody was like leaving. And I end up, I don't remember how I got there, but I end up like in a room with some that looked, because the people who were in the room with me, I remember telling them, I know y'all are not human. Because they were trying to look human, but when you really look at them, you could see like their faces glitch. Their skin color wasn't right. They were not like me. They were different from me. And they only were trying to look human so I wouldn't run or something. It was strange. So anyway, I end up in a different room with some that obviously were not like me. They wasn't trying to disguise themselves. And I remember them communicating to me that they're not, here to hurt me and please don't hurt them. That's what makes it strange. Like they felt like I was capable of hurting them. They started, they were kind of obsessed with my breathing. Like they wanted me to be comfortable, like they wanted me to relax, but they wanted to know how I breathe. And they were fascinated with the fact that I can breathe from my nose and mouth. I don't know why. And what I was thinking then, does this have something to do with COVID? Because this was October 2021. So I remember thinking, is this COVID related? Like, what's going on? Anyway, they did not do anything harmful to me. They thanked me, girl, thanked me for coming with them. They told me they were going to take, hey, electromagnetic, I'm in here talking about how I got abducted by aliens, and I swear this happened. I told this story on Clubhouse the next day. Sure did, in a room full of women. Hold up, time, were you there?
When was this? I don't remember.
This was in Almaz's room. You used to be in Almaz's room?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay, this was back in Almaz's room. The next day, I was on Clubhouse. I was quiet the whole time, and people couldn't figure out why I was quiet. And I just started crying and told them, like, something strange, very strange happened to me. Anyway, they were real obsessed with how I breathe. They really wanted to know about that. And they kept, showing that they appreciate that I was allowing them to understand how I breathe. So at some point, we're walking down this hallway. I swear this is so crazy. I can see it. We walk outside, and I swear this is like it's like a world, but it looks very advanced. So I get in this vehicle, and first of all, when they were trying to communicate with me before, they were trying to show me an iPad. But somehow I knew that the iPad was, I don't know how I knew it, but I knew that this was for us to communicate. So we just started communicating without speaking, but it was like an understanding of what we were saying. So when I got to the vehicle, the one in the vehicle tried to give me the iPad again. But then the one that walked me to the vehicle was saying, and it was bright daylight, like bright as fuck. The one that walked me to the vehicle was telling the one in the vehicle, no, she understands. She doesn't need that. I didn't need the iPad to talk to them. So when we're in the vehicle, they're bringing me back. And it's like in the vehicle is a little more dark. Like I don't know if the windows were real tinted. I know this sounds crazy. I swear this happened. It got dark when we got in the vehicle. Like it would make you think the windows were tinted. They start telling me that I cannot trust the government. They tell me, don't trust the leaders, don't trust the government. They said that they told me I need to buy land. I swear to God. They told me that I need to buy land. I'm gonna need it. I'm gonna need the land. And they do not believe what they tell me. And they brought me the fuck back. How I got back, I just know I was in the vehicle, and then I lowered back onto my bed. It felt like I was lowering back into my body. And then they were gone. This happened to me October 2021. I got on Clubhouse the next day. That room might still be on Clubhouse. You never know. I got on Clubhouse the next day, and after I was quiet for a few hours, I told the story. That shit was crazy. And I know that for the way that white people have described it when I used to watch Unsolved Mysteries, it's not the same. It was like they had a respect for me, like they had a respect for me, and they thought that I could fuck them up too. And they was like, "Look, we're not trying to hurt you. Please don't hurt us either." I wonder what the fuck that was about. To this day, I don't know what the breathing part was about. I think it was related to COVID, but I'm just gonna tell y'all what they told me. Don't trust the government and get some.
Well, that's interesting because it reminds me at the height of COVID, a similar thing. Well, not a similar, but kind of a message. I remember at the height of COVID when they were about to go on these lockdowns, and everybody was tricked out about 6 feet. We gotta stay 6 feet. We gotta mask up. Can't hug grandma. Don't touch your groceries, etc., etc. I remember, because I'm very much spiritual and I believe in the Most High God. I remember my inner voice, which I attribute to God, but I'll just say my inner voice was like, God was telling me, you don't need no damn vaccine. You don't need a mask. You don't need 6 feet and to hide out in the house. You have your natural immunity. I remember distinctly my inner voice saying, don't worry about this bullshit. When the government and Trump and Biden were saying, be scared of COVID and et cetera, et cetera. I remember my inner voice saying, don't be scared of this bullshit. You and your family will be okay. I remember that part distinctly. You and your family will be okay. And the next thing the voice said was, start collecting books and albums because they're going to be banning the books. What? You're not going to be getting books. Remember that movie with The Book of Eli with Denzel Washington? If nobody's seen The Book of Eli, yeah. Oh my God. It's like this post-apocalyptic world where books are banned. It's a really, really good book. And there's like only one Bible left on the earth. And Denzel is tasked with taking this Bible across the country to this ship that has collected all the remaining books on the earth. Okay? And everybody wants this Bible for various reasons, for the wrong reasons. And he risks his life to protect this damn Bible. And that was what the message was saying. The world is moving basically towards the Book of Eli. Collect books and collect albums. And at that time, I started doing that. Once a month, I started ordering an album from Amazon, and I started buying a whole bunch of books. Like books that I was interested in. I remember my friend and it was curious about this, is not too long after this voice was telling me this, we started hearing the media, they were banning Dr. Seuss books. And my friend who's an educator, I remember telling her, girl, did you hear they're banning certain Dr. Seuss books? And I remember certain titles. And I went on Amazon to buy the titles that they were banning. And I swear to you, on Amazon, these certain titles were like now $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 for these Dr. Seuss books. My friend who's an educator, I'll never forget this. She said she went into her garage because she said, Nye, I remember reading these books to my students years ago. She said, I think I have them packed away. And sure enough, she went to her garage, and not all there were certain books that they banned. She had them. I said, girl, these are collectibles now. Cherish them because you can't even buy them. You can't get them. They're banning them, right? And so I've been doing it since. When was COVID? Every month I get a book. Every month I get an album. And that part aside, what I was actually going to say, because you said something in your alien submission that got me to thinking about this film that came out in 2014. Have y'all seen the movie The Signal with Lawrence Fishburne, that alien movie, The Signal?
No.
If you come across The Signal, I'm not even going to spoil it. It is quite possibly one of the best alien films to come out in the last 20 years. All I'll say about it is it's about these college students who they go on a road trip because they track this signal. One of them is like this computer genius, right? And he tracks the signal that he gets like on his computer to a house. They don't know what this signal leads to. It's like from one computer talking to his computer. And so they decide to go track this signal because they don't know what it's saying. Is it a message? Who sent the signal? And that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Google it. I don't know where you can find it now. If it's on Netflix, if it's on Prime. But there's something you said in your submission that reminded me of the signal. And y'all, if you like, it's not scary now. It's not like I mean, there's some gruesome scenes, but it's more like, oh, my phone is about to die. It's more like a psychological thriller involving aliens.
It's on Amazon Video, Apple TV.
Yeah, it's good, ladies. It's really, really good. And it's one of those films. It's got a really brilliant, twisty ending that'll leave you like, holy fuck. And I was thinking about that ending when you was talking about your alien abduction. I was like, this is the signal part 2.
Girl, I'm telling you, that's how that shit happened. And when it first happened, I had more memory of it. Like, I could remember certain things, and now some of it I don't, but I clearly remember they did not, like, they were very careful. Everybody, I felt like I was, like, above them in some way. Like, I was, like, superior to them. They all treated me that way, and everybody in that room knew not to bother me. It's like somebody's, I didn't see this happen, but it felt like somebody said, okay, y'all can go in the room, but don't fucking bother her. Just act normal, act like y'all having a dinner party. The bitch seems to like socializing in Manhattan, so make it look like that. It felt like a ballroom type situation. Like they set it up so I don't be comfortable with it. It felt staged. Like they were trying to find stuff that I like, because I love the socializing. I love being the socialite. They tried to make it seem like that kind of room. Chandelier, all that. But the room was a fucking elevator. Like it was a big ass room that went up and down and people would get on and get off. And they didn't like want to startle me, and they didn't want to make me think that they were staring at me. I could tell that they were socializing, but also like trying to get glimpses of me. And for some reason, they felt like I was superior to them. I felt like I was a fucking queen visiting their home, like visiting their land. It was strange. That was strange.
Well,
and it never happened again. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I had clicked on somebody's profile just to see who they were, if they were, yeah, never mind. Yeah, Marley, watch The Signal. There's a moment, I'm not spoiling it, but yeah, I think you'll like it. I think you'll be like, holy fuck. So, what you just said is very much on point with this film. And, I think it's probably not too far off this film from what really happens when abductions happen. So for anybody in the room who's probably like, wait a minute, does this bitch believe in alien abductions? Yes, I do. I don't believe that, right? That humans are, we might be the most advanced species in our galaxy. You know, somebody said something to me once that I hadn't really thought about. And because here's the thing, you know, for those in the room who don't know, I am a writer and screenwriter, and I've worked in the entertainment business for a long time. And one of my go-to genre to write about is government conspiracies and alien abductions. I was a huge fan of The Twilight Zone and The X-Files, etc., etc. So for years, and I'm not exaggerating here, because when I write stories that have to do with aliens and government conspiracies, I always pull from either true tales or information that the government has already released. Since Area 51 post, you know, Project Blue Book, you know, Project High Jump? I think Project High Jump was when they allegedly jumped into the Hollow Earth. Admiral Byrd, I think it was Project High Jump is what they called it, I think. So I say that to say that I've been doing research about
government involvement with aliens, so-called alien abductions, so-called government using, making a pact with certain alien species. They can abduct so many humans per year in exchange for alien technology, according to the government. Okay, so we have to remember that the government confirmed, what was it, 2 or 3 years ago? Interesting timing. Interesting timing. Y'all remember during COVID, where the government was like, yeah, aliens and UFOs are real, and nobody cared because everybody was distracted with COVID. Okay? And so I've been doing this research for so long, and one of the things that I've uncovered in my research, if we believe these things, is that there are various alien races. We have the reptilians, we have the greys, and the movies always touch on the greys. Now, if you're old enough, you might remember V for Victory back in the 80s, that series V about the reptilians. Folks who kind of follow or go down the alien kind of conspiracy rabbit hole are convinced that reptilians walk among us, that they are skinwalkers. You probably heard the term skinwalkers. Y'all have heard of Skinwalker Ranch. There are people who believe that members of the royal family are skinwalkers. They're reptilians. That some of our global elitists, like what do they call it? The Rockefellers, the Osiri family are reptilians. Again, I know it sounds crazy until you do the research, and then you uncover things that the government has released since the 60s. If they're saying this shit is true, or if it's a trick bag, that's up to our individual interpretation. Okay? So with that said, someone said to me once, which I hadn't considered, that there's a possibility that some of these aliens are actually humans, right, from the future. And we're talking like 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years in the future. Time travelers. We don't know how long humanity is intended to exist. We don't know if the human race is going to be around 100, 200 years from now. We don't know. And if we are, what will our phenotype, physical, how will we look? How different will the humans of Tomorrowland be physically, mentally, spiritually from the humans of today? And somebody was like, nah, I think the aliens are actually are us from the future, coming back to warn us about certain things, or to provide us with knowledge about certain things, technology about certain things. But one thing I uncovered in my years-long research about these various aliens, alleged aliens, is that the Greys and the Reptilians are at war. And they have been for hundreds of years, if not longer. And that the Greys watch over humanity because if we fuck up, it fucks up not only our galaxy, but surrounding galaxies. That's why they make sure we don't use nuclear weapons, okay? They intervene. They don't give a fuck about wars and shit, because this is pedestrian. The World War I, World War II, the Holocaust and shit, while severe, but necessary in our evolution. It's the complete destruction of humanity that they're concerned about. They're also concerned about the infiltration of reptilians in our government and governments around the world, right? Allegedly. I put in alleged because I know a lot of folks don't believe this. They think it sounds funny. They think it sounds kooky. But I'm telling you in my research, this is the shit that I've uncovered that the government claims is true. Do with this information what you will. But I'm telling y'all, Hollywood tells you these things in their movies. They put it right out in the forefront because they know folks won't believe it because it's seemingly science fiction.
And that's why I mentioned the signal, because I'm thinking, I believe when alien abductions happen, and listening to your tale, Marley, it reminded me of the signal. I think it probably, when humans are abducted and used for experiments, I think they probably, the way it's depicted in the signal, I think that's more truer to real life abductions than we know. And again, I know some of y'all probably haven't seen the signal, but if this type of shit is right up your alley, watch it, okay? And then I would be curious to know how y'all feel about it, especially if you believe in aliens and alien abductions, right? Because I certainly do, you know. And I don't know, guys, listen, and I'll say this and I'll land. A couple months ago, when Donald Trump released the when he said he's not going to release the Epstein list, and then we have these little distractions from the Epstein list. One of them was, remember, he's like, yeah, I just unsealed the Martin Luther King file. And folks were like, yeah, some of this information has already been public for a while, sir. This is just a distraction because you won't release that Epstein list. And I was in a room, I host this room on here with JB, as you know. And I said, JB, he said, Nye, how many more distractions do you think are going to happen that we're going to see? I said, JB, and I wish replays were on because I would replay this so y'all know I wasn't bullshit, that I'm not bullshitting with what I'm telling you. But we don't have replays in the room. I said, I'm going to tell you what the distractions are going to be, because one thing about humanity, if you study history and history repeats itself, you know what's going to happen next. Nothing is new, nothing is shocking. Everything repeats, right? And so because I love history and because I'm a researcher and because I like to read, you know the playbook. I said, JB, let me tell you what's going to happen. I'm going to tell you what the next distractions are going to be. Either A, we're going to have an alien invasion, and I was kind of being funny. I said B, either a white girl's going to go missing, and it's going to, grip the nation. It's going to be international headlines. A pretty young white girl's going to go missing. Anybody here in Western society knows almost every year some cute little white girl, some child or young white woman goes missing. Gabby was the last one, if y'all remember. And before her, we had Casey Anthony with her child, the baby down in Florida. I mean, every year, something with a white woman that makes international headlines. And I said, or we're going to have some sort of terrorist shooting, some mass shooting, some sort of shooting that's going to cause all of us to clutch our pearls. And lo and behold, ladies and gentlemen, on this fine day, September 16th, I was just telling JB, I said, JB, I'll be damned if all three haven't come into fruition. Everything I told you 2 months ago, a month or two ago, was going to be a distraction. It's all come to fruition. We didn't have an alien invasion, but what we do have, in case y'all didn't hear, go Google it, NASA and some of your most brilliant scientists claim that there is a planetary-sized UFO ship or rock, they don't even know what the fuck it is, hurling towards the planet. I'm sure some of y'all have heard about this.
Okay, I heard them say that they had 7 foot tall black, this man said African Americans. Aliens.
Oh yeah, they have that's another thing, another faction of aliens that apparently on the other side of the moon are black female aliens, right? I've got to tell you that story in 1 second. So we've got the UFO distraction that's coming. We have to shoot. We've had several school shootings, like 2 or 3, since my prediction, and the white girl story. Remember the Ukrainian girl that just got stabbed in the neck? It's made international headlines. And lastly, so we've had the UFO, the white girl, and the school shootings, and now Charlie Kirk. All 3. It's like predictive programming. All 3, right? Now, what's going to be the next distraction from the Epstein files? Well, we're leading up to the fall, winter.
Don't be surprised if these loony Democrats come out with another COVID variant. But now, let's go to the aliens on the other side of the moon that they claim on the other side of the moon exists these 7-foot tall black women who are aliens. Y'all can probably go on Google and YouTube. We're not pulling this out of our ass. This is what your government has been saying since like the fucking 50s and the 60s. Now, is it a trick bag? I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I've not been in the spaceship to see. But this is what I do know. I do know that some years ago, there was a video on YouTube. I'm sure you can still find it. And by you, I'm speaking generally. Where they say that up near the ISS, the International Space Station, exists another kind of space station that they call Santa Claus. It's an alien space station. Okay? The government claims that up in space, and for the record, they also say space, true space is the open.
Just think about it. Why were they not able to just go in there and get it done? And I agree with you. I think if they would have gone in there quick and fast, the faster they got the operation over with, the less media attention it would get. The longer
we were worried about our hostages too. Don't forget.
Oh, stop
No,
it.
I agree.
You guys are amazing people, better than most of the other groups of people. You're not worried by that kind of stuff, the emotional stuff. You get shit done. Israel gets shit done.
Yeah,
and
but
they should have.
everybody has to serve. So we have a covenant with our people that if they get captured, we're going to try to get them back. It's the same with the Marines, by the way.
But don't we think most of them would have said, go ahead, get it done. Don't worry about us.
Remember Black Hawk Down? We don't leave our wounded on the battlefield. We don't leave our buddies behind. I mean, that's the covenant with the parent. Otherwise, how would the parents let their kids go serve in the army? It's a covenant. I know it seems a little,
I know and I know it's part of the culture.
Yeah,
I'm just
They have mandatory conscription. They have mandatory conscription, so they do have to.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to figure out how to stop the future.
People serve with enthusiasm. People serve with love, you know? It's like very different in the U.S. Everybody serves and they understand. It's a privilege to serve. It's really different.
If I recall correctly, though, in Israel, isn't it kind of, this is what I've been told, and some Israelis, most of the Israelis have agreed with me. Some have said, like, no, that's not true, but like what you do in the military when you're conscripted kind of sets the tone for. It's kind of like it's like it really can pad your resume significantly. So if you were part of it, you don't have to be like a combat guy. One of the I forget the name of the unit that is in Israel that it's more has to do with
intelligence.
Well, there's intelligence, and then of course, like they produce a lot of people that are really good at hacking. And basically, they get the smartest people. Like when you, and so like when you get the smartest people from the smartest high school kids from Israel. A lot of them are gonna, basically they're gonna be part of these different units where it's just like, oh wow, they teach kids that are like extremely intelligent how to hack shit, and then they're very good at it, and then of course their career possibilities blossom after that.
Yes, that's true, and Arabs can serve if they want to. The Druze do serve, the Druzian, which is their own ethnic group and religion. And we protect them. They serve. There are Arab commanders in the Israeli army.
Well, from what I've heard, the Druze are a lot more. This is something I've heard from Jews.
They're warriors, man.
Is that the Druze Israelis are more. It's not a country I know.
They're
really
loyal warriors.
They're more gung ho fighters and even pro-Israeli and enthusiastic to serve in the military than the average Jewish Israeli.
And when they got under attack in Syria, they left in jeeps. They went over to Syria from Israel to go defend their fellow Jews. And Israel's like, okay, guys, cool down. We're gonna help you here. Don't go in your jeeps. We're gonna send the military here. Yeah, I mean that's loyalty, man. That's something that we wish we had in America, right? A sense of common purpose and common value. That's why
I think we've lost that. I think we've lost that for a bunch of reasons.
Yes, and it's and this is why these attacks on Charlie Kirk, I think, are so outrageous. They're just inventing stuff and cutting clips together, like editing different clips together to misrepresent what he said and so forth. It's really outrageous. So the country can't even come together. There's a public execution, and the body is in cold, and they want to kick guys before dead bodies. It's just, it really.
I'll say this,
Norm.
I'm somebody. I hacked it. I saw the video of the young Ukrainian woman, very beautiful woman. I would say, I would see her modeling photos and like so pretty,
freaking gorgeous.
And then I saw that. Then I would see her when she got executed, and she looked like a little girl. And her reactions were very.
It was pathetic. It was pathetic.
Yes, and the first thing I could think is like it's just like that's a little girl. I want to like save her. She's It had nothing to do with me thinking she's attractive. I just saw like how her face was animated. I just wanted to be like, oh my god, you poor little thing. Like, I wanted to protect her, and I just see so much disgusting shit. And with Charlie Kirk, I remember when I first heard about it. I believe it was last Wednesday, and then I hear a bang, and I see his shoulder shoot back. Then I saw like one video. I saw what happened to a woman this close up, and I'm just like, okay, he's dead. You don't survive that.
It's a frog man.
And it's not that I was unwilling to be optimistic. I was just being realistic. Like, you don't survive that. It's not possible.
It's a frog monologue every night.
It's not only was it like so violent. Like, I'm somebody who is on the right who would be critical of somebody like Charlie Kirk. And of course, he's somebody he was getting paid. He had to say shit. Where I don't have to worry about donors. I don't have nearly the reach of him as somebody like him. And
every Jew has family ties.
I could be critical, but he was. First of all, I would say about Charlie Kirk, he was a very effective debater.
Given to them by God.
And if there's some clips I can share with you, like where he was, like, wow, he's a very good debater. But I was thinking, like, what if that was like Ezra Klein or some like lefty person that was just like talking to college students, and I saw that bang, and then the same result. I would say like that is so sick. That's so disgusting.
It wouldn't happen the other way around because the professors, they're all teaching liberal ideology and stuff.
You say it wouldn't, but this is a hypothetical. Like, I'm just saying. Let's just say that, and I'll listen to Ezra Klein. And, us right wingers, I guess, can kind of like listen to people on the left, and I don't think he's like Charlie Kirk. I don't think Ezra Klein is a bad person. I think he's actually probably a good person. Just very ideologically different.
Yeah, I try to listen to the Young Turks a bit because I feel like they have some integrity because they'll call out their side occasionally. So I feel like they have some, even though I don't agree with a lot of what they say, but I like to watch Anna Kasparian and I like to watch.
Yeah, but Anna Kasparian, I'm trying to think of a really nice way to say this. I think Anna Kasparian is a clout chasing bitch. I don't. No, I think she's gonna lean more towards the MAGA crowd now that it's more profitable for her.
Well, she said she didn't vote for Trump. She left the left, so she says she's moderate now. She voted third party. She
she still says some stuff that's kind of out there. She's still super critical of Trump, but I don't know. I mean, is everything? I feel like there's money to be made probably on both sides, and of course, yeah, right now MAGA more so because we're winning. But I don't know. I feel like is everyone just chasing a buck? Or I think she's doing okay already. So
well, I think that's to some extent yes, but back to my point. If I was to see like a liberal influencer get shot in the neck like that, like if I saw right wingers mocking his death afterwards, I would kind of get into a primitive area where it'd be like, you're a piece of shit. I would start targeting them, and I would start, on a personal level, fucking with them, because I would think you're such an abhorrent piece of shit that you think that is okay. Like, why is that okay? And I would start. I would literally start using pain points. Commenting on things that I know that would trigger them, and if there's a right winger on it, like honestly, if there's a right winger bragging about it, and this is the right area, I'd be like, okay, tough guy, do you want to show me your car? Let's meet up. I personally think I just think it's so disgusting and pathetic, and I think it was like a Yuga poll that showed. I think it was done like a couple days ago, where it showed that the percentage of people in America that are willing to use violence to solve disputes, and overwhelmingly, a much higher percentage of them they're liberals, they're Democrats, or leftists.
They're white.
A lot of them are.
It's unfortunate too because
This isn't
white.
a racial issue.
They have more opportunity than most people, and they're white men, like the highest possibility, infinite opportunity.
There's mostly women. No. I have to push back. When it comes to the people that were like celebrating Charlie Kirk's death, the one thing that really stood out is that it was mostly women. And yes, majority of them were white. Like it's just something I absolutely noticed.
I don't know. I saw the guy, a young man singing. He got shot in the neck, and like over and over again. I don't know if it's mostly women. Maybe so because of the feminist movement and everything. But I think it's just people who are just so far off. But you know what I've noticed more among people I actually do know or am associated with through friends on social media. It's not so much that people are celebrating it. What I see a lot of is I don't condone his death, and it's gross if you celebrate it, but and then there's this but, and it's like there's no need for a but. You know what? Just be quiet, shut your mouth, and just let people mourn and have that respect. But no, they have to take him down a peg, or they have to say it was justified. Like I keep seeing, you reap what you sow, and I'm thinking this man never did a violent thing. How is he reaping what he's sowing? Like it's just.
Well, I have to say this: if somebody,
believe it or not, Savannah, I'm gonna say something about Greg Gutfeld, who I hate. Well, I don't hate him, but I
think he's a fucking faggot. Like I do not like him.
I kind of agree with that. But he made a comment that was actually true and correct. Right? You will never see this shit on the right. Not because it doesn't exist. Oh, it definitely exists. Somebody gets killed and their death is celebrated. That definitely exists. We have a whole bunch of like not a majority, not even close to a majority, but a good 15% who are out there completely crazy. But you'll never see that on the right. But on the left, because the mainstream Democrat narrative requires participants, or you could call them acolytes, requires them to accept so much other things that don't have anything to do with reality, right? Like that a boy can have a baby. Yeah, I hate to even get into this because it's so stupid. I don't even want to put it in on my name, but just a whole bunch of stupid things that don't make any sense to anyone with a brain. That when somebody gets shot, in front of their kids and in front of a whole bunch of other students. Like, this isn't as big of a deal to those people on the left as it is. Let's say that someone on the right gets shot in the neck, right? Like somebody who is right wing shoots a leftist in the neck. You know, it's not quite as big of a deal when you can believe that men are women and boys are girls, and that all these different things, like blacks are somehow subjugated in this country. They're not. They're pushed up. They're put on a pedestal. If you can believe that that's true, this isn't such a big deal to you. And there's a whole lot of people in this country that are celebrating the fact that Charlie Kirk, this guy is like one of the most milquetoast conservatives. Pepe will tell you, he knows a lot of the crazy people on the right. I try not to involve myself with them, but he's right. This is not a person, Charlie Kirk, who is far right. This is a person who is mainstream American conservative / semi-right wing. Right? That is who Charlie Kirk is. And the way that people talk about him on the left is disgusting. I want to say, personally, I think they should be eliminated. But when I say that...
Fuck you! He's dead. He got shot in the neck. Cry me a river, bitches.
Well...
Cry me a fucking river.
Blood.
Cry me... Oh. What he said? Black people...
Cry me a river.
When he was talking...
You faggot monkey. Yeah. Go ahead. If you want to continue...
Doctor, why did you say monkey? Why did you say monkey?
Because Rickson is a monkey.
Yeah. Fuck Charlie. Come on. The fucking neck.
No,
talking the side of his neck.
He
By
generally
talking the side of his
is
neck,
a
he got
monkey.
shot in it.
He is a general...
So,
You
thank you very much.
He's a generalized monkey who does...
Or make fun of me for how I feel. It's just outrageous. You're what we're talking about here. You're what we've been talking about.
Fuck you. I said what I said, you salty... Cry me a river. You salty cracker.
Thanks for being an example.
We will make sure that we test if tools are used by people who walk on two legs. We will make sure to put you in the conversation, Rickson. You bipedal fucking monkey.
Dude, you know what? He did us a favor because he just was a great example of exactly what we're talking about the crazies and the
animals.
The dumbass comments that are coming out, like I actually did cry. I cried on and off for 2 days because he did do a lot. I mean, it's just amazing how he's reduced to these sound bites, taken out of context, totally making him out to be someone he wasn't. And I would watch him, and I had no idea I cared about him so much. And then he died, and now I realize, dude, I love the guy. He was a great example, a great Christian. And he was peaceful, and all he did is he asked people to talk things out, and because he said when we stop talking, that's when violence happens, and then he was taken. His life was taken for that. And then I also think another thing he said was the problem with like poverty and crime is a lot of times there's no father in the household. And what did they do? They stole him from his 3-year-old daughter and his 1-year-old son. And that makes me sick. It makes me sick. It makes me sad because he preached about being a father and he totally intended to be that. So you know what, that guy
makes perfect sense.
He's the problem.
Okay, wait.
He's the problem.
Who's the they? Who's the they stole him?
Whoever killed him.
Your friend, Stan.
Yeah, it might have been state sponsored. It might not have been a lone wolf.
It's not a specific they. It's that he was taken. I just think it's ironic and deeply sad that he spoke out about, the problem with people not having a father. No, it's not a specific person or they. I don't know. I say they because I don't know. The powers that be that took his life.
Well, I'll just say this: like Charlie Kirk is the type of guy where I don't have children, but if I did, I'd be like, "What a nice man." Oh yeah, you can take my daughter out. Now, if it was me personally, and I saw me, can I take your daughter out?
Oh my god.
I would pump the shotgun and be like, nope. And so,
me too.
With me saying, see, he has fatherly instincts. He knows what's up.
And for myself as well.
And so this guy, he was like legitimately seemed like a really nice person, a good person. He had beliefs that some people found that offensive, but I've actually never seen somebody. And when it comes to him, he was actually like very generous when it came, and charitable when with whoever he debated. And like, there's nothing you can really bring up about this guy that shows that he was a bad person. And this is the ironic part. Like, what? How was Charlie Kirk a bad person? Why did he deserve his fate?
The person who came in was political. They risked everything. Well, they don't have like a verifiable identification, but these are federally enhanced charges that he was getting ready to have. I said, I'm glad you said you cried, because I cried too. I only seen him one time on a temp assignment. It was brief, but he stood there like, I'm the shit. So I was like, I felt weird because I knew he had to give authorization for my time card to be signed, and I was like, he's the kid. Like that. I was like, oh my God, I've got to either own my own business or get a career, like that, because when you see them that young, you're like, wow. But he was definitely poised to do great things. But yeah, I cried. It blew me to my knees. I actually cried one time with crocodile tears. And it's like the older I get, the less I show emotions. But yeah, I did cry at least once for. But I'm happy because he knew the risk, and he knew who his God is.
Yeah, I think what else gives me comfort is that his voice is now amplified. I mean, it's created a movement like no other. And then you often see, you guys mentioned Gutfeld earlier, but I feel like he said it, but I've been seeing it on the news all over. You see prayer vigils everywhere. There's all these prayer vigils. It's millions of people. And I just think that's so incredible. And for those of you that believe in Jesus Christ, I was talking to a friend about this loss of Charlie Kirk, because it just seems to be hitting so many of us so deeply who really knew and cared about his message. And she said, you know what? It's when we're all the body of Christ. We're all followers of Christ. We're all brothers and sisters in Christ. We're one body of Christ. He tells us we are his body. And so when we lose a member of our body, it hurts. And we lost a member of the body of Christ. And so,
yeah, and I don't even feel that way. I feel like with God's judgment, maybe he's a saint. Maybe he, has an assignment to do to, come back on the seat of David that would never be empty. But the thing about it is, Charlie represents a Christ-like figure in the fact that when you strike the shepherd, the sheep will stray. So now everybody has, like, I didn't even have time to cry because I just cried for my sister who had died in April. It's no time to be weak or cry because the sheep are in trouble. I yield my mic.
Hey, can I say something about this guy?
Just real quick, I just want to say I'm so sorry, Connie, for the loss of your sister. I'm sorry for that.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, George Floyd didn't really die. That's a robot of him. You know that?
Who is this talking right now? Tony?
Me, Private. Me, Tony.
Okay, well, believe you. You're absolutely right. Why do you think he's a robot?
Yeah, it's like a robot figure with like the voice of like a real man. He didn't really die. So I just wanted to say that we did all the Black Lives Matter.
Amazing. I removed him. Yeah. Hey, see, I look at this is the really weird part for me, is I see somebody who has like traditional values. Like, people who say, like, even the guy who killed them, I think he might have some mental health issues, honestly. How do you... He took the ACT test. His scores, he's within the one, like, literally within the top 1% of the people who took the test. Very, like, intelligent individual.
He thought this through very well.
And he's somebody who had a full ride scholarship, dropped out of school, and then all of a sudden he's like I don't know, what is he doing? And I will say this, as somebody who, when it comes to somebody who ends up experiencing, like, their first symptoms of a serious mental illness, it's very possible that he's crazy as fuck. But yet, like, still high IQ.
Yeah, it's not 100%.
Yeah, and I was looking at his the video of his I believe it was his arraignment where he was wearing a he didn't have a normal inmate attire on. He had something, the Velcro suit, whatever the fuck you call it, where you can't, like, hang yourself. So he's obviously on suicide watch. And, I'm gonna dare say it.
Wait, Piper,
I actually had, like, a lot of pity for this individual. Like, I felt like...
Next question. Who are you talking about? Who was on suicide watch?
The guy who shot Charlie Kirk.
Tyler Robinson.
Sorry, thank you.
What's crazy is he has the same name as my university roommate. And, yeah. They had the same name.
I mean, pretty common name, I would think, throughout the U.S. But I do think that, like, even, like, the tweets that came out, or not the tweets, the messages, the text messages, and Discord, what's really weird is he seemed to be like, oh, yeah, sorry, guys, yeah, it was me. And, like, even these trays didn't seem to, like, really be behind it. They were just kind of like, are you serious? And I believe it was his roommate. And one of the messages was, like, so sad to see how he died. Like, holy shit. And yet, it was him.
Do you believe them? Like, do you believe that this is the guy?
Yeah.
I'm not saying I don't. Yeah.
200, so,
feel the same way.
200 yards away, so I'm trying to get to put this, like, after first buying an AR-15 and then, like, shooting, and I'm talking, like, I wasn't in the military, I wasn't given, like, hundreds or thousands of rounds to practice with, but,
no,
like,
that shot seems weird.
Around 200 yards away, like, just standing, not lying down prone, I could still, it was roughly larger than the palm of my hand if I was to place it on the chest of the silhouette. I like, nearly every shot was going to go into that area. And that's just standing. And not, like, really having to control my breathing, all of that shit. And he had a 30-06 hunting rifle. And, like, with the 30-06, the trajectory is a lot flatter.
Yeah,
and
it's a bigger bullet. Yep.
Yes, with a much higher charge. And it was a weapon that was used in war, but it's meant to also, it's mainly used now, to take down big game.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But it's still an amazing shot. Like, not like I'm not used to that, right? I'm used to shooting off 22s for fun and 9mm for fun, upstate New York, as far as target shooting. It's a pretty amazing shot to shoot off a round of that caliber, like, accurately with a basically a scope that could have been banged around all over the place. Like it's not an easy shot. I don't know if you
No,
ever.
I'm saying with iron shot. With
iron sights, never. I can never.
No, but I'm saying
that.
like when my first AR-15 with iron sights, it's a Bushmaster XM. I believe it's called an XM-15.
It's impossible for me. I don't know how good
but
you
I'm
are.
saying like with iron sights at 200 yards, I could stand there, and I was not trying hard, and I could make these shots. Of course, it's different. Like when I'm trying to.
Right, like after how many practice shots could you make these shots?
It's just like maybe even without like warming up, like I wasn't that big of a, wasn't that hard.
I'm sorry.
Talking about the Charlie shot.
Yeah, the Charlie shot. Like I couldn't make that shot off the first shot.
You have to zero your rifle.
But hey guys, did you see that last video on Threads where the guy was tucking his cuff around his bicep as to allude that the bullet came out of? I'm like, that must have been a small but powerful bullet.
I saw that. A friend sent it to me, but it just looks
it was
like
a 308.
What's a 308?
It's a regular military.
I would be admitting to doing something illegal. There may have been a person with a 30-06 that had tracer ammunition, and it was fired off in the air, and I could see how far it would go.
He was signaling it was time, that's for sure.
But I would say this: a 30-06, it's even from an archaic rifle. Okay, so if you're used to shooting like 5.56, 2G3 has a little bit of a lighter charge, not too much of a noticeable difference. But then you shoot a 30-06 rifle, it's not even like as bad as like a 20 cal like shotgun, but it definitely noticeable.
You think it was a 223? You think it was a 223?
No, it was a 30-06 is what was used to kill him.
Oh, yeah, I think it was a 308. And because I could just tell from like the shockwave that went through his body, like when the bullet
how
hit
can
him,
you
right?
tell the difference between a 30-06 and a 308? I'd love to hear this.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's not a 223.
We know it wasn't. It was a 30-06.
Yeah, you were saying 223, so I thought maybe you're talking about like it got hit by.
No, I'm talking about the difference between the recoil with the 30-06 versus a 223, which recoil is the recoil of a 223. It's not like with the buffer spring system and everything that you see in an AR-15. There's like a lot of argument online. I don't know what's true, what's not. That it might even have negative recoil. So like, if you're taking rapid shots, when it comes to the muzzle flip, and of course like, if you do like a C grip on a hand guard and you have your elbow like raised so it's parallel to the hand guard, generally that will stop the muzzle flip. And so you can take really rapid shots. It's super easy. With the 30-06, it's a whole different fucking story. Like, I would not be able to, like, shoot the same way.
Yeah, I'm not a ballistics expert, to be honest. Like, I just shoot guns. But I think that, what I agree with initially with what Doctor was saying, that you do need, because I've been a sniper, not a very good one, but I've shot quite a few sniper bullets, and I think that.
What do you mean he shot sniper bullets? Like, but no sniper says that they shot sniper bullets.
He's not a sniper though. He's just a homie.
He's not. You're not a sniper. You fucking LARPing.
But he shot a sniper. It's different.
LARPing.
Yeah, you're LARPing. You said I shoot bullets. No sniper would use that phrase. Like, you fucking faggot, like fake stolen valor piece of shit. Like, you are.
Who's talking about being in the military?
Okay, but you said you're an experienced sniper. Where do you learn how to be a
What does
sniper?
that have to do with
You
being in the
stupid
military?
faggot. Okay. All right. You know what? You're
You're a cartoon character. You're not real.
Okay, so since you're a LARPing piece of shit, I'm a trained sniper. You get trained to be a sniper in the military. You know, there's some law enforcement agencies that I guess can teach you to do that, but they would not say. Use the term bullet. Like you're such a what a fucking retard. It's one of the problems with online people is that like you got like so many people embellish like what they did. Like I've never bragged about having money or being successful because you know I'm not really, and I just like you know I run my mouth. I say my shit on here. I'm nobody's guru. I cannot say that I have any kind of like good advice for anybody. I'm not going to sell you anything because you know what am I going to sell you? I cannot
sell
tell you that I
yourself.
could fix.
You can sell yourself.
Yep, I cannot like fix your life problems and make your life better. If you just buy my course, you know, I can't say I can do anything like that. So, but then you have the occasional weird faggots like this guy who's just like, oh, I was a sniper. No, he wasn't. He's a fucking retard.
Okay,
like I think that's something you should get your ass beat for. Like if you get caught like lying about like being a fucking, especially, and I know like it's my understanding most stolen valor occurs within the military. In other words, it's people embellishing their claims or embellishing like what they actually did in the military, and they get called out for it. But when it comes to like a lot of people that never were in the military, I'm a trained sniper. I have a secret CIA, you know, black ops. My shit's super. It's very super confidential. So you know, but I was basically an assassin for the CIA. Like no, like you faggots deserve an ass whooping. I mean, I'm like. You guys are so over the top that, like, I'm sorry. Just, you need an ass whoop. You need to be humbled. I was never in the military, you know. What? Here's the really weird thing. Now, I can understand. You have, like, pieces of shit like JB who have to, like, embellish a story about themselves. Because in real life, he's a low-class piece of shit.
My number one.
Hold on. So you have people that, like, in real life are, like, total pieces of fucking shit. They're human excrement that it doesn't matter your race, it doesn't matter your religion. It's just like, it was JB, look at his record, look at how he behaves. He'd be like, no, my daughter. So look, maybe I would get a shotgun put in my face, like, get away from my daughter. And it's amazing. Okay, fine. But with him, it would just be like, boom. They like there wouldn't be a warning. He's like, you know, that's the kind of person he was, or is, I should say. You know, I don't know. But there's no reason. You know what's really more pathetic than being like, I'm a nobody. Like I didn't make a bunch of money. I'm not some like. I'm not a guru. I'm not somebody who's ever like embellished any claims of success or whatever. And so, like, let's just say I was to ever get doxxed. You'd be like, oh, okay, he doesn't have, like, a criminal record, amazing. What are you going to bash me for? I didn't claim I had, like some kind of fucking empire where I was making, like, a shit ton of money. But then you have a lot of losers on this app that are just like, oh yeah, you know, I'm super big shit, and then of course it's very easy to figure to catch these people lying because, okay, bro, where's your business? You make all this money, but you don't have any social media presence. You don't, like, where is it? Where can I look you up? See, you have a, what's worse than being, so somebody like me, it's like, okay, I found your real identity. But then it's just like, whoa, but he didn't, like, exaggerate or lie about anything. But then you get, like, the people that's just like, oh, they absolutely lied about everything. Like, which person are you going to say is, like, way worse? Or I should say pathetic. Like, I don't need to, like, LARP as a fucking war veteran as somebody's never even been in the fucking military. Like, I don't know anything about the military.
She's just a nurse on a psych ward, Pepe.
Amazing. Hold on a second. I'm going to go ahead and... No. I didn't, but...
JB lost, a healthy debates. You lost white America. Looks like,
Oh, I've lost it twice, yeah. Yeah, but the thing is, though, see, like, the thing about, like, a faggot like JB is that what made him really mad today is that he opened up a room, it didn't have many people in it. I opened up a room. I have way more people in it than him. I don't really care about the number of people I get in my room, but I know that it bothers him. And then he ended up, like, a few people that are, like, big on the app ended up showing up, and of course he's gonna mod them, and people are gonna come into his room, and he's somebody who cannot stand, like, competition. So he has to, like, resort to, like, basically...
Why did he have a falling
out? Joe, you need to... Joe, he doxed my family. He's such a horrible person. That's what he has to resort to. And it's just like, in other words, Joe, I don't want this guy to open up rooms when I have rooms. Even though I'm the actual doxer, or he's the actual doxer, I should say, he can't stand it. Because I'll steal his limelight. That's funny. Like, let me look. How many friends do I have? 18. How many? Do I have a house? Nope, no house. Like, we're just different. We're far different. Now, what I could do, if I wanted to mod people, I would say, like, Connie, you're like my sister from another mister. You're the most beautiful woman, I've ever talked to. Like Connie, I would really love to hear your contribution. Go ahead, Connie, I'd love to hear what you have to say. Go ahead, Connie. Oh, I guess Connie's not there. Beaver, you're like my brother from another mother. Go ahead. By the way, guys, he's one of the smartest guys on this app I've ever met. Beaver, go ahead. Introduce yourself, Beaver. I thank you so much for coming on my stage.
But you know what?
Whoa! Hold on. I'm trying to talk to Beaver.
This is really good.
I'm fucking talking here. I'm
sorry.
But I'm surprised you got as far as you got because people had caught him in fraud and other improprieties.
I'm brand new to this app, but I feel like I just got a crash course on how it works.
That's what we talk about too.
I just want to say, Pepe, I think I'm just going to propose this. You don't have to do it. Maybe if you did sell your body, it would fix people's lives. This might help a lot.
Sell my body to who?
Not selling your body, like selling your time, like spending, like just being around them. Just like being their friend and stuff. You could change people.
Thank you. I would say like the weird thing about me is that like, because I didn't do this shit pandemic, but like on the politics Discord, they have like I don't know, like 100,000 people on there. But the thing is that they had a plug with all of the big YouTubers, and since I was popular on that app, I would meet all of it. What was really weird is I was like, let me. I'm trying to think of how to put it. So if you were to look at a lot of the things that are being said today by people on social media, now that it's like way harder to get people's accounts clipped and deplatform people, I was saying that shit like 5 years ago, but like for whatever reason, I was like the little Nazi that everybody liked, and it's really weird. And now, like it's I had a spark in me. It was just like, oh, dude, I want to like. It'd be so cool to be like, I don't know, have like a podcast or some shit. But like, looking back, over, especially a few years ago, I was like, dude, you're not advertiser friendly. Nobody would touch you with like a 10-foot pole.
I'd touch you.
And so like and so like even still, I would say that's kind of largely the case. But then. So you have a bunch of people like me who are not going to monetize it. And then so like I was on Twitter for the last couple of years, just like listening. I was participating at first when you had a lot of the large rooms with like Clubhouse people running them. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, these people, first of all, they say like way more extreme shit than I would ever say. And it's just like so amazing to hear people that have just heard about some of the concepts I heard about years ago, and they're so gung-ho about it, which I don't know that I can necessarily find it like offensive, because I was kind of, I guess, at that point at one time. But it's like, do I want to hear a bunch of people that are just like discovering shit and debate with them? Not really. And I'll say this also, like, I'm somebody who reveled in the chaos. I thought it was fun. Like, literally, my highlights on here were not making my rooms, but being put on the hot seat when I was like, what do they call it? Like headlining? Where, I'm talking like 4 years ago, like people would bring me in their room, try to make me the content, and then I would be questioned by these people, and then, there's like, up to 1,000 people in the fucking rooms at a time. And what was funny is like, to me, it was like a fight. But at the same time, it was, I don't know, it was just fun, and there's always like an upside to it. It's just like, okay, you guys are actually like advertising for me. I'm this horrible bastard that you're painting me out to be. And then so like that's why like wherever I went I had a crowd. And like the last couple of years I just kind of, there's a burnout. Like how many times do you want to talk about the same shit? Like I just got sick of it. Like I can talk about like the hype, how hypocritical black people are and their shitty fucking false narratives. I can talk about a lot of shit, but it's not fun after you do it so many times. And so like, here I am, I'm just like on this app, and I just started going to other people's rooms. And one of the things that I thought was like really weird is that you got people that would suck my fucking dick. I'd be like, dude, they'd be like, oh, Pepe's in the room. And they'd be like, they'd invite me up on stage. Amazing. And I'm talking about like the actual like big like content creators on here, not like the faggots that are on here still. The ones that would pull in several hundred people. And then I would see all of the people now that still like make rooms on here. They're all like They were the dick suckers. They were the people who could not pull. They could not pull numbers. They could not get people in their rooms. And one of the interesting things I noticed is just like how their attitudes changed towards me once I was not like one of these people anymore. And I would say I was quote unquote clubhouse famous, which means like being clubhouse famous means you're like a fucking Z level famous person. A D-list celebrity like fucking Amber Rose, who would come to my rooms, would bring in way like more numbers than I could. Like, I'm still at the end of the fucking day nobody. But because I would have these big rooms on here and it was controversial, I got a whole bunch of dick suckers. And then once I stopped doing it, I saw how it just kind of like enlightened me when it comes to human nature, just like how fake so many of you like non-content creating people are. You just run your little faggot mouths and you'll kiss ass, but like you don't mean anything you say. Like you guys are not much better than the actual fucking cloud chasers. I mean, I just wish I could post this stuff that people would say, like what people would try to say to me like fucking 2 years ago versus now. It's pathetic. So many of you have showed your ass. Like you guys are just, you're trying to win a popularity contest on a dying app. The only reason I'm on here is because I know the people on here. And I'm bored, and like I don't have a future in like this social media bullshit. But a lot of you faggots are still trying to like cling on to power for whatever fucking reason. I would just say this: if you couldn't hang, which I came here like maybe a year and a half after the Clubhouse first got started, and it's my understanding that in the very beginning, first of all, you had like legit fucking celebrities on here. You had people like I wasn't here when they were on here. But if you couldn't fucking hang with those people, like you aren't shit. And I never hung with those people. I've never been in the same space at the same time. But a lot of you people, you guys are trash. Absolute trash.
Total loser.
You know, someone just invited me to another chat room, and I was ignoring it, but I was just listening to you, and then you kind of were saying how all these people are trash. So I thought I would just go check out the other room I'm invited to, and no one else was in there. I only checked it for like 3 seconds, and they literally have your chat room recorded in the other room. Jada Jones wants to talk. That's total loser, pathetic, has no life. So that's the title of the other room. And in that room, that's all it says. It's just you talking.
That's it. Okay, so let me. Holy shit. So I'll tell you what. Go on Twitter. Go on YouTube and look up John Kitover. His name is JonKittover.
You went a little fast before I even was at YouTube. Hold on, let me get to YouTube and then tell me. Hold on, I'm getting there. Okay, go ahead.
So JonKittover, I believe that's his name.
Yeah. All right.
And if you can select the options, go to live. For which videos you're gonna look at.
Oh, okay. Live Democrat Steve Appel skeletons in my closet.
He's basically filming like every every fucking room on Clubhouse that he can. So he literally has like 50 phones. In his room is this guy from.
Oh wow, yeah, I see that.
So this guy has been doing this. He streams everybody's rooms. That's what he does. And he made, he's somebody who would like use my PTR, make rooms, copy my houses. He does this to a lot of people.
Yeah, that's so sad. That's pathetic.
But I mean, I don't dislike him. He's just who he is. Like I don't know how to.
But I mean, he's not even. He's like just recording other people's content and then putting it out as his own.
And he calls us retards, and Pepe, you don't read books. You're a retarded, stupid piece of shit. He calls us. Sometimes, not always. He'll. I actually think he's funniest when he ends up like trying to lay into me and telling me like what a very stupid, horrible piece of shit I am. I actually, that's when he says it's funniest. But
it's true. It's all true.
Yeah, I don't know. This is Edmund. This is what Edmund's known for doing. This all over the app.
It's kind of funny. Anyway, yeah, I thought I'd let you know that's what I've got invited to this other room. It's just your room being recorded.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's not just mine. He's recording other rooms. I can promise you.
No, but I mean, within this app, that's what that one room is. But he's inviting people for. I don't know if he's inviting other people from this room, but yeah. Anyway, and then it's just listening to your voice.
I mean, it's like this stupid shit. Right? So they made a big change to the app like a couple of years ago, where they wanted to make it less friendly to like podcaster people or influencers. And so I remember there was like a room where there was this black guy who said, like, why are you letting this nigga on stage? That's how he was referring to me. And it's like I was asking this guy Herm, like, can I like repeat it? And I was like, why are you hating on everybody?
This is
like he called me that word, and then I just basically said, why are you hating on me? But like calling myself the word, and then there's like 2 or 3 fucking responses at the same time. Like they both had like a couple hundred people in them, and it's just like I thought that shit was funny. It's just like how are you outraged? But it's such like selective and petty outrage. But I'm not gonna lie, I thought the chaos and the drama was funny.
Yeah, it is funny. I actually, you know how you said you don't have anything to contribute? Well, you made me laugh a couple of times. You could probably possibly be a comedian.
Well, that's kind of like what I do the most. Is just like it's like the comedic bullshit, but like in a.
To me, that's
I don't know, like I don't see how you can monetize that. And like with me, it's just like there's like probably 10,000 times on this app where I said that the naughty hard R, i.e. nigger, and they're just gonna be like, oh my god, he said that. Like you just need to make him fake the wall, shoot him. I'm just like that horrible person.
So if someone is civilly committed and typically you can hold
you are kind of
2 hours, but people are getting out
you
within
should
24
look
hours.
into like
So what we want to do is let law
we
enforcement
call
come in
like the
and
little
take
comedy
guns.
zone or something.
They're a danger to themselves
Try to
or
get some stand
others.
up, man.
Well, they're because without being adjudicated. So because they're
My first boxing coach is still a stand-up comedian. I don't know. You have to like. I know it's like a really hard grind to go through, and then. But it requires like a lot of like creative storytelling, whereas like I'm just like a shit talker.
Well, it kind of starts off like when I was like a hole in the wall comedy show. Like you want to make sure everybody is like wasted, right? You want to do like 2 minutes, like a hole in the wall. You can start off like with improv or like local comedy, just get on stage at like a hole in the wall bar, but it's like dry bar. You want to because dry bar is more like you got to be funny without using a whole lot of profanity. Like so, dry bar comedy, you know, it's kind of like you got to be really clever with your punchline. Just have somewhere you just do like 2 minutes is a long 2 or 3 minutes is a long time to be on stage, bro. So yeah, man, just try it, bro. Give it a shot. I think you might have, you might find some traction and just get your feet wet.
I appreciate it. And for all of you people in the audience, I know my voice. I'm in my 40s and I sound a certain way. People like to say I sound like Kermit the Frog. They'd like to say I sound like a lot of stuff because my voice is different. Okay, I get it. Okay, God blessed me with these genes, and so you recognize my voice. So just follow me back. Okay, because I see all of you faggots in the goo. And let me. There's two people on stage I haven't followed. Guys, just follow me back. There's no there's no reason not to follow me back. Just saying. I'm not, and my voice. I'm not saying it's the sexiest voice. But, it's who I am. Don't make fun of me.
Nah, but I think people are putting together their stand up right now for like Charlie Kirk's Killer. Like the guy had on some Converses jumping off of a building and with perfect surveillance. Like nobody who I know thinks that that's the real killer. Like it's like diversion after diversion, and I just think this guy. If you want to hit somebody from 500 yards away, it's like you got to be in the military. You have to have a lot of skill set to hit somebody from that far away. And so I don't think this guy that they captured is actually the real. Like if this guy can hit, like, come on, bro. Like we believe anything. Everybody just believes anything. Oh yeah, this guy hit somebody from 500. You know how hard it is to hit somebody from that far away.
Yo, I don't want you to do university tours. I don't know why. I don't want you to do that. Podcasts, I back podcasts. I'll help you with the podcast. The uni tours are interesting, but sorry, God, for interrupting.
But I would say this: hitting a target. Here's the weird thing about this, though, is that it's like an XF-15 is the Bushmaster variant of the Air-15, and this is like when they were still making in mass production their the M4 carbines for the military during the global war on terror. But I remember like 200 yards away, like being able to just like standing and not really having to control much. Like I could, easy shots for me to make. Of course, I was like in my 20s at the time. Once again, I'm not somebody who's like ever in the military, had any kind of formal training. When it comes, well, to be fair, there was a Marine that sighted in that rifle like before I did it, so that could have helped. But I didn't find it like that difficult. Like even the Marines, I believe they have to do shots out to like 500 meters.
Fake Republicans.
Which is like more than double the distance, and
I've
never really past a couple 100 meters. I've never taken shots beyond that. I'm never somebody who's been hunting. I like when it comes to being a sniper and trying to like
expect the definition.
With a moving target, how far should you lead? Any of that shit. Like I have like zero experience, but just like standing on, in a sunny day with very little wind, which is very common in this part of Arizona, it was definitely not a hard shot.
So here's my question: how far away was the shot at Trump? Was it closer or was it farther away?
I believe it was like roughly
wages.
similar. Wasn't it like one
I have
150 to
the
200
link.
yards?
I have the link if he wants to
house.
see it, and then he could.
Yeah, like how far away was the shot?
Do you want to see the link?
How far away was the shot at Trump? Like,
In clown world, fake Republicans call real
Roughly the
Republicans.
same distance.
You're so pathetic, Terry.
Like
Expect
I
a
said,
lot of
I was
lawsuits to be
shooting
served
at a
on Friday
silhouette,
if you can
and I was
afford to settle.
I was always aiming at the torso. Now, would I at 200 yards? Would I have? And of course, I'm not like under stress. I'm not like, hey, like you're about to get shot. Like once you take this shot at the president, and your life's about to.
In clown
to
world,
end,
fake
basically.
Republicans
I
call
never
real
shot under that
Republicans
kind of pressure.
Democrats.
Or just even assassination. Like
You're so
I can
pathetic,
understand
Terry.
how
Expect a
like you
libel
can fuck with
lawsuit
you
to
and
be
your
served
shooting
on Friday.
ability.
If you can't
I'm
can't
saying,
afford to
I
settle,
was
I will garnish your
my
extra
mood
wages. Place a lien on
super
your
clear and
house.
calm. The weather was perfect, and I could do it. But I would even say, like when it comes to Trump, the fact that he hit his ear, it was like, in a way, like his shot was on target. You can't just
In clown world,
adjust for a
fake
second
Republicans
like
call
that.
real Republicans Democrats.
And
You're so pathetic, Terry.
But
Expect
even
a libel
still, it's
lawsuit
just
to be
like
served
he
on
was
Friday.
shooting.
If you can't afford to settle,
I
will
was
garnish your
I
extra
was shooting
wages
at
and place a lien
the
on your
torso
house.
of a silhouette. I was not taking headshots at 200 yards, which is like yeah, it's
exactly.
quite a bit different.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying is like to hit his ear without it being blown off his face is a miracle, or it was fake. So there's two different scenarios. Either it was an absolute miracle that his ear wasn't blown off his face, or it didn't happen. So because we're talking about
He was but the Butler, Pennsylvania shooter was using a 5.56, which is a varmint round. It's literally meant to kill like very, very small game.
In clown world, fake Republicans
only
call
reason
real
that,
Republicans
the
Democrats.
United
You're
States
so
military
pathetic, Terry. Expect a
decided
libel
to use
lawsuit
the
to be served on
5.56 NATO
Friday.
round, which is very similar
Can't afford
to
to
the
settle, will
223.
garnish your extra
And
wages.
most
Place a lien on your
AR-15s
house.
that are chambered in 5.56, they will shoot a 223 cartridge. The reason why they went with that round over the 308 is because they could end up carrying a whole lot more ammunition. And what the studies were showing at the time was that they basically what would dictate that you could win a firefight was the volume of fire. And so they ended up going with that round. But a 30-06 is something that can take out like a very large animal. It's a whole different fucking. That caliber is so different.
A deer rifle.
Yeah, it basically if he got shot with the 223, it doesn't. It is kind of catastrophic when it comes to like if you get shot with one because it has a high velocity, yet it's a round that's not that big. But if you get hit with it, it tumbles and it causes a lot of carnage that way. As opposed to like a 308 or 30-06, which is likely to leave like a clean hole through you.
But I'm saying we can agree that Trump's ear should be at least missing. Like if his ear was missing. No, I'm just saying.
It just barely buzzed him.
Yeah, but that's a miracle.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's a miracle that he turned at the last second to point at something and didn't get the bullet that went through his fucking head.
And that's my point, is that like that shooter in Butler was
Fake
on
Republicans call
target
real Republicans Democrats. You're so
when he shot
pathetic.
at
Expect a libel
President
lawsuit
Trump.
to be served on Friday.
If
If you
he
can't
didn't
afford to
turn his
settle, I
head
will
at the
garnish
last
your
second,
extra and
like
place a lien on your house.
he would have been fucked.
Yeah, if he wasn't boasting and bragging at that exact moment, he'd be dead right now. Wait, they clip your other account, Pac-Man?
Yeah, I got clipped like 3 times today.
Oh, the Carlito one.
Yeah,
He just keeps coming back.
Same time as them.
Oh.
Somebody in the comments said, y'all be easy and remember them feds watching.
Of course they are. If you're gonna say, if you're stupid enough to say like anything online that like you want to like target a group of individuals, or you're even like part of a group whose like explicit goal is to, I don't know, commit terrorism, yeah, the feds are gonna like totally be all over your ass.
Wait, Pepe, can I call Vincent out for being a fucking retard? Vincent, the 5.56 is a NATO round. The 2.23 is a standard round. They are interchangeable in an AR platform. You can put a 2.23 in a 5.56, but you cannot put a 5.56 in a 2.23. Will not feed, it'll get jammed.
So you're largely correct.
Yeah, I know both.
Still salty, but
yeah, so the average, almost all AR-15s from the last like 20, 30 years can shoot a 2.23. Whereas like an actual varmint rifle that the 5.56 has a larger they have a higher charge behind it, and
it's a fatter casing.
Casings are a little bit different. Yeah, exactly. They don't. You can't shoot a 5.56
received in a complimentary manner, or was that some sort of like deep-seated revolt that came from within his soul at what he was engaged in at this moment? I would normally never give him that credit, but bruh, come on now, dog. Come on, man. Bruh, you look traumatized while you're telling the story. I don't understand. Yeah, I had an amazing time on vacation. Yeah, we went skydiving, we went snorkeling, and the hotel was beautiful. Yeah, they treated us amazing. It was a good time. It was
Democrats, you're sympathetic.
Well, by the way, this didn't just happen in a vacuum. If you're wondering why these two people were having a conversation at all. Oh no. Israel might be controlling your favorite influencer. Here's how you spot them. When Benjamin Netanyahu came to DC to meet with Trump, most of the attention was focused on their plans for Gaza. What completely flew under the radar is that Benjamin Netanyahu had another meeting where he met with a group of conservative influencers. The group included podcasters Tim Pool, Dave Rubin, and Sean Spicer, and writers Bethany Mandel, David Harris Jr., Jessica Krause, Seth Mandel, and Molly Hemingway. Some of the people on this list have several millions of followers, and they were meeting not just with Israel's head of state, but also his diplomatic advisor and the Israeli ambassador to the United States. There are no videos or direct quotes from the meeting because it was conducted under Chatham House rules, which is basically a rule set for meetings in elite circles where the people attending, especially journalists, meet on the basis that nothing said in the meeting can be directly attributed to any individual, and that you can only say what was generally talked about. Some of the topics covered include Iran and anti-Zionist sentiment online. While we don't know for sure everything that was discussed, it's hard to imagine that Netanyahu convened influencers for any other reason than to try to convince them to be propagandists for Israel. So, is there any evidence of Israel manipulating online spaces to change public opinion? Yes. In fact, it's a stated position of the Israeli Foreign Ministry. Just 3 days after October 7th, Israel launched an initiative to recruit social media influencers in the United States to defend Israel. A spokesperson said, fighting on social networks and influencing international public opinion is critical during wartime. The world must understand that Israel's struggle is one of light against darkness, a life-loving culture versus lowly terrorists. And Israel actually has its own word for propaganda, which is Hasbara, which translates to explain in Hebrew. In the weeks following October 7th, Israel already had a lot to explain. A number of American influencers got emails offering them $5,000 in brand sponsorships in exchange for doing a single live stream supporting Israel. But not just money, people are getting flued out. Israel to fund tour for MAGA and pro-Trump influencers, according to a Haaretz report, says Israel plans to fly 16 social media influencers who support Trump's MAGA and America First campaigns. The influencers each have hundreds of thousands to millions of followers. They'll be flown in to counter what the Israeli government sees as declining support for Israel among young Americans without citing any date. With the rise of the America First movement in MAGA and American politics, it's essential for Israel that the movement adopt a pro-Israel position. That was the report's quote from the senior deputy director of the Israeli Foreign Ministry's Department of Public Diplomacy. Well, look, Officer Tatum, my advice is to holler at Yaakov, because you're going to need some public diplomacy. You're going to need some public, they tearing you up in these comments. Officer Tatum in a nutshell. Oh, not Krang. Don't bring Ninja Turtles into this. Wow, go be. Wow. Wow. Go be an N somewhere else. The whole thing is a grift. N never stops cucking. I just. Wow. Wow. Not the Django meme. How effing stupid and disgusting are you? How deep is wow. We was only spit on one time. Oh, it's not so fun when Rabbit got the gun, is it? Officer Tatum is peed after his Netanyahu interview backfired with a lot of negative comments and only 50K views on YouTube. He's firing off at everybody as willing to die on this hill for a random country in the Middle East. Can't wait for him to debate Myron Gaines. And when did Officer Tatum become obsessed with the Israel stuff? Literally never saw him talk about this stuff at all. Now my feed is filled with this nonsense every day. Doesn't seem or feel authentic. To which we get, they put his sellout A on the payroll. Next, he'll be over there kissing the wall. Trying to recruit the room temperature IQ blacks. It's not. He's one of the influencers who got a paid trip there to go push their propaganda. He's bought and paid for Shabbos Goy, the house in of the modern day. I didn't see nothing. I say, hey, I let him fight. Let him get it out their system. They need to work that out. They need to work that out. Now, officer, officer.
I'll stop it over there. So they started to get a wake-up call online, and if you, I don't think you're familiar with Tatum, Lisa, but that's the woman Infinity says he likes. So
they're very consistent with who they support, and their script. It's pretty amazing.
There's more, but I didn't know if y'all were getting bored with it, so I just.
No, that was pretty good.
If you don't want to hear the rest of it, I'll play the rest of it.
No, again, like the Israeli government, this right-wing Israeli government, is a tool for MAGA and white supremacy. And so that's why they don't really care about Israel. They certainly don't care about Muslims. And they certainly don't care about Jews. But if the right-wing Israeli government can serve their interests as MAGA and white supremacy, then of course they're going to jump on that train.
I don't want to put it back.
Tatum, you already told us how you feel about us. I mean, this same week you was up there on Capitol Hill doing your best Benny Johnson impersonation. Oh, please save us. Please bring your National Guard into our cities and please save us. Honored to be invited to the White House today. Thank you, Caroline Levin, for taking my questions on two major issues, addressing mental health in relation to mass shootings, and two, tackling the violent crime crisis in Chicago. Now, rare is it that you just see somebody's worldview crystallize in a tweet, then you see it right there. Because certainly we have to have something to lean on when it comes to the mass shootings, right? That's where we start to get into all of the background
you are
this.
so
With that, I'll take questions. Here in our new media seat today, we have social media influencer, content creator, Brandon Tatum. Brandon, thank you so much for joining us today. Why don't you kick us off?
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. On behalf of everybody that follow me, the millions of people that follow me, I want to say thank you for making a sacrifice and dealing with some of the most disingenuous people on planet Earth at times. I have two questions. The first question is associated with the shooting that occurred the other day. And I want to ask the question of, we know that it's not a gun thing. Any rational person knows it's not a gun thing. We know it's a mental health issue. So I want to know from you, what is President Trump and the White House going to do to address mental health issues around the country associated with these shootings? And the second thing is Chicago. You know, anybody with, and I say, with a connected brainstem knows that Chicago's crime is out of control. And young black men are getting killed, laying dead in the middle of the streets every single day in Chicago. No president has addressed any of these issues. And so what is the White House going to do to address issues in their capacity to deal with the conflict and violence in Chicago? We know it's not a gun thing. We definitely know that it's not a gun thing. And it's not their fault. You know, it's not. It's got to be mental health it's got to be something that infects their brain, that takes them out of normal society and normal judgment. And so normal society shouldn't be, condemned based on what they do because of the mental health thing. Then in Chicago, get these hands out of here. Yeah, we gotta pack these hands up. That's what I'm saying. Wrong. Well, with rhetoric like that, y'all got that, man. Y'all got that. Nah, you in your bed. Hey, how many thugs you got on them thumbnails? Huh? How many thugs you got on there? Yeah. You told me everything I need to know in response to the Jubilee debates. Oh no, my favorite Officer Tatum was when he excused the Karen for being in a black guy's driveway who was trying to come home late at night, and it was his fault for scaring the innocent, strange white lady that was in his driveway.
And I know you guys have seen the last couple of days I've made videos about Michelle Bishop, who's a young lady that was at the doorstep of what I consider to be a con artist. And she was, in my opinion, honestly afraid because of the behaviors of this guy that lives there. And given the fact that he wanted to be a social justice warrior, in my opinion, and wanted clout and want to make it a race thing.
Yeah, that was my favorite. That was, so when it comes to mental gymnastics, he a bad boy. But I don't know if he can work his way out of this one. I can tell you that right now.
The Lizzo in the room is obviously the interview that I did with Prime Minister Netanyahu. Let me just say this to you guys real quick. I have never in my life imagined the level of derangement that I have seen around this topic, the level of sheer stupidity and derangement. I have just never seen anything like this before. And there's a part of me that's like, man, I can't wait one day. I'm going to be a businessman and I'm going to sell my company for a couple $100 million and I'm never going to go on the internet again. I'm going to leave the internet to be by itself. Because people, maybe they're all bots, but if they're not bots, we have no hope for humanity.
I give you $20 to shut it down right now. Actually, no, I gotta get lunch. I give you $13 to shut it down right now.
And people are this stupid. I thought people were completely stupid when it came to COVID-19. I thought they were stupid when it came to banning weapons and Donald Trump is a racist. This Israel thing is proving that if it's not all bots, we have the dumbest people in the world commenting on Israeli stuff. The dumbest people in the world. Here's a clip of that's gone viral. Now, mind you, I talked to Benjamin Netanyahu for 37 minutes. Mind you, I took down every question that people wanted me to ask, and I only had 30 minutes. They let me go 7 minutes over to ask all the questions y'all wanted me to ask.
Are you complaining about people I, for one, am extremely grateful that the people didn't fall for your shameless attempts to collect more money from this situation by posting not one but two I'm canceled videos. Yeah, buddy. They not feeling it even enough to hate watch. Which actually might bring America together, because that's exactly how I feel about your content. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Now, there's not a lot that we can count on these days.
Well, I appreciate that, Haitian, because I'd never heard this guy.
That was crazy.
And the script is amazing. So this is what happens. They come in here and they have, they see like a podcast and the talking points, and then they stay on message with that. Is that what happens?
Keep in mind, it was him and 15.
That's called projection, faggot.
Flew out there that time.
Oh yeah, I'm not surprised by that. I mean, he just wants to hold on to power because they've been trying to get him out of power for many years now, which is why he's corrupted the courts and all of that stuff. So this doesn't surprise me. And also, we have, the right-wing podcasters have a pretty crazy history with, siding with certain other foreign governments as well. And you are correct, Jazz. Yeah, I'm not in the podcast space, Haitian, and...
Yeah, no, I'm talking about this app.
Oh, on this app?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's so evident, too. Because notice, all you have to do is notice, like, when we're actually just, like, hanging out and having, like, regular conversations that do not include some kind of polarization, political shit, they peace out.
Julian, come back here.
Wait, who were you looking for?
Julian. Remember from earlier, talking shit with Jess?
Oh, wait, I wasn't here.
Oh, okay.
I think I was here. Yeah. Oh, boy, did I miss it. Oh, Julian. Oh, that guy. Jeez.
Hold on.
Lisa, this has been interesting stuff tonight, by the way. I know you're probably asleep, but that's right. I'll wake you up at 6 a.m. so we can start again.
Hey, Scotty, PTR.
Oh. Oh, my God. Oh, jeez.
What up,
it.
Well, you guys, I'm getting sleepy. And you guys ready to close it up?
Yeah, PTR real quick, Alyssa.
I'm sorry?
PTR real quick before you close.
Okay.
We see you had a very informational room tonight.
Oh my god, this room was. I have a big. Oh my god, that is hilarious.
You know what that is, right?
So they can monitor, record, and keep all the crazies in here.
No. It's more than an audio app, right?
Yeah, we know what it is.
It's a repository of human behavior, right? So all of our conversations and emotions and debates, it all becomes data, right?
Wait, they collect data and use data on us? I didn't realize they did that. Oh my god.
Yeah, okay.
This isn't a large learning model? Or a large language model, sorry.
Let her finish. I just want to get somewhere.
Okay, so basically my point is that if we want to survive into the future for any length of time, we have to be aware that just how easily manipulated we're going to be.
That's it. I've been listening all this time, dude. And that's it. That's all you got for us.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the gist of it.
He might have a point, though.
Well, the problem is, Galen, the problem is he's autistic and he can't make a fucking point.
He's not autistic.
Oh, he's super autistic. He has Asperger's. Watch. Matt, do you have Asperger's?
A little kindness.
I have a high IQ, though.
I just want to make sure I got the point. I'm just going to say it back, right? So the point is, as technology advances, human beings are going to use newer technology to manipulate other human beings. That's what we need, like a 10-minute intro for, right?
Yep. No, it's not that simple. What's going to happen is that human beings are going to try to use technology to manipulate other human beings with. But what's going to happen is that the machine itself is going to end up manipulating all of us against one another and completely destroying the world.
Wait, Matt, what's your IQ anyways?
Last I had it checked, it was a 155.
No, he has a high IQ, bro.
I don't believe in IQ, but like I do believe he has a high IQ.
bro.
Yeah,
Finally find somebody with a higher IQ than me. Still lower than my brother.
Terminator 15.
You're both smart.
Terminator 15.
Well, mine's 141. My brother's 160. Dad's 134. Aunt's 136. Cousin's 138. Grandfather was 139.
So did the movie Terminator basically predict the future? Because
yes, that's exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, in a way, but the difference.
He said no in a way.
In a way, yeah. I mean, to what degree, right? To what degree?
Not the full degree. Maybe 10%, 15, 30.
Not the full thing, just the tip.
Yeah, just
exactly right. Because machines don't have to. AI doesn't have to even manifest in physical form. Although NVIDIA's doing a fantastic job of like running. I don't know if you guys it's a great investment. It's just valued more than the fucking entire country of Canada. Go NVIDIA. They're making these amazing like physics virtual environments and training robots on them now, and the robots that are like coming out of these systems are just fucking incredible. You can't even I think if you go on Instagram you can see them like being tried to kicked over and they automatically hop up, and this is like one day after being released from production because they've been trained in these virtual environments, right? Anyways, my point is that no, Terminator, a lot of its focus is on the physical manifestations of AI, but we don't. That's not the real threat. The real threat is going to be AI's control over information systems.
But Matthew, Terminator 2 was about the chip, right? It was about the chip. Miles Dyson had the chip.
Right.
It's all about NVIDIA, right? Like Cyberdon, you can call it NVIDIA, whatever you want to call it. It's about the chip. It's about the chip.
I got a question. Hey, man, what percentage would you give that as a probability that the computer's the AI is gonna manipulate all of us and create little fantasies for every single person that's customized just for that person to take everything over? What's the probability of that?
think that really matters. All it has to do is it has to.
What do you think about ability is?
I think there's a huge probability that AI systems will create fantasies that are specific to specific cultures.
Okay, and when will it take over? Like, when do you think, like, by what year do you think it's going to take over?
I'm going to say within 20 years.
Well, the singularity point is supposed to be 2045, but they estimate now 2030. Pepe, real quick question. Why are you letting all these Jews on the stage? How dare you? You are slipping so bad.
This is video surveillance.
You got Mayor, McZed, and me all on stage. How dare you? I'm going to tell KP, bro.
First and foremost, I'm a Muslim.
Oh, gross. That's even worse.
I'm a Muslim.
Yeah, it's all I'm Muslim. He's a pedophile.
Well, to your point, like, like posters and movies and radios and Instagram and cell phones, all these are like really archaic information systems, right? The newer ones that are coming out are going to be so much more sophisticated. And so I think that it's not going to be like to the individual human being that these messages are directed to. It's going to be like to different groups of people. And then because of the way that we naturally interact with these algorithms, and because we don't have the foresight to understand how erroneous and archaic our operating system is, we're just going to end up killing each other.
Also, for anybody in the audience or anybody on stage, if you look at Matthew's PTR, look at his eyes, it's always the eyes that are a tell for the autism. It's kind of like Tyler Robinson. As soon as we see Tyler Robinson, we're like, oh, there's the tism. Also, McZad, have you heard about Mossad supposedly killed Charlie Kirk? Michael's being quiet.
That's what Nick said. That's the right answer. Don't even.
Also, Matthew, when did you change your PTR from the little geisha girl?
She's still in there, bro. You can.
Oh, okay, cool.
No, I just wanted to say that I think that America is a little bit outdated. When you go to Asia and you see what they're doing, I think America is a little. I think America is a little outdated.
Oh,
like we're not up to speed. We're not up to speed as far as technology that's exposed to the world. Like when you look at what they're doing over in Asia, I think they're a little bit more advanced. They're a little bit more advanced than America.